to go. Alright, I'm gonna give everybody about another minute, and then we're gonna get started. Another minute. How is everyone doing today on this lovely, wonderful... I was about to say winter. How are we all doing on this lovely, fall day? Yeah, fall. Today's fall. It's October. It's fall. I wonder how we all are doing on this lovely fall day. Oof. I don't know how I feel about that. Hey, hold on. I was wondering why it looks so weird. I'm gonna make it a little bigger. Oh, you know why? I know why. Oof, it's a little too much. Stop. Sorry, I'm trying to get the size right. There we go. Kinda close. Kinda. Done this right. I forgot I had this on full screen last time. Minimize this just a little bit more. I think that's good. Probably asking why I'm wearing this beanie. All right, I think I've given everyone enough. I think I've given everyone enough time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new, very anticipated episode of Echo with your host Fallenwolf. So this one's going to be a little more interesting. I know people have been asking. For Echo for a little while. I know I've had a few people ask me when I was going to start Echo, and we finally started Echo. Which is funny because I played Adastra first. I'm still currently playing through Adastra. As people know, I said I was going to wait to play Echo until... I said I was going to wait to play Echo until the last Jenna update came out, which is supposedly in December. And then I said, let's play it now because the Dastra's going to be done soon, and we're going to be going on to Kemia. So, you know, why not? Why the hell not? So, like I said, anyway, I'm excited to get into this. I'm very, very excited to, let me do one thing real quick. No, I don't want that. Let me fix up. See, this is what happens when you're trying to set up stuff. You gotta make sure you have everything all set up. Copy link. Okay, but anyway, we're gonna get started. I'm excited to play Echo. I don't know anything about Echo, so you are going to have a brand new person because I've never played Echo. I've never touched Echo. I know very little about Echo. I just know about the Echo project, which encompasses all of the Echo. I guess you would call it multiverse. All the Echo multiverse VNs, which is Echo, Adastra, Smoke Room, and now Kemia. And I think there's a few other ones coming out, which is amazing to think about. I think that's like probably easily the top VN project going on right now because they have so many. The creator's name is Howley. If you were interested in playing this or interested in seeing what Adastra is about, you can watch my videos. Not now, because I want you to watch this, but you can. Okay, we're gonna start a new game. I think I've given everybody enough time. I'm gonna get started. Real quickly though, everything's good, right? The volume's good, everything's clear. You can hear me easily, right? I'm hoping that the volume is not an issue or anything. Also, howdy Ike, how are you doing today? Okay, new Fair warning, I am going to say this is, per the usual, it is a 18 plus visual novel. This one, as far as I hear, is not necessarily because of the sexual content. This one is actually because of a lot of mature themes, and this is a horror VN, which is perfect. That's another reason why I would play this. It's a perfect time to play Echo because it's supposedly a horror VN, and it's October. It's Spooktober. Spooktober. So, perfect time to play this. New game. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing the beanie. Why the hell not? I mean, it's cold enough. I knew that was coming. Oh, hold on, got another one. Okay, never mind, went away. I knew you'd be back. You all come back eventually. Why do you try to run away in the first place? It doesn't matter. Even though you're here, you're going to try and run again. Just stop. Because just like this town, you're only moving in circles. Saturday. Alright, we've... Ooh, okay, we've already got... Alright. Wonder what that's about. And like I said, Smoke Room is a prequel to this, but as far as I know, you technically don't have to play Echo to understand Smoke Room. Supposedly I was told that for the most part. People are probably like, why are you not playing that first? I feel like it would make more sense to play this and then play Echo, first, this, and then go to Smoke Room, just so I can understand the little nods towards Echo that are probably given in there. Like I said, Adastra is its own spin-off. For all intents and purposes, Adastra is its own spin-off. Like, I think for the most part, they are all part of the Echo project, but I think most of them are their own independent project. Smoke Room is related to this, because that's a prequel. Then you have Echo. Adastra is its own little spin-off. Kemia is a sequel to the spin-off. And then I think there's another one coming out called Glory Hounds? Which I don't know what that has to do with Echo. I don't know if that has anything to do with Echo. It's part of the Echo project, but I'm starting to wonder if the Echo project is kind of like Final Fantasy, where the Final Fantasy series, for all intents and purposes, the games are numbered. The sequels are numbered after the last one, but they're not actually sequels. They take place in a different universe in that multiverse, so it's probably like that. Which, I mean, I don't mind. I have a both hate and love relationship with that kind of stuff. I'll explain later. Yeah, Mom, I bought it. No, I've got everything. No, TJ's with us. We picked him up yesterday. No, I did call you yesterday. There was no answer. Fine, yeah, I'll try more than once next time. So, of course they're clean. Listen, I'm driving right now, so... Yeah, so I shouldn't be on the phone, should I? I'm gonna hang up. Okay, love you too. Bye. I sigh and finally hang up the phone, dropping it on my lap. TJ next to me in the passenger seat stretches back and scratches behind his ear. Oh, hold on. Should probably close out of that. I don't know what TJ sounds like, so I'm just gonna give him a normal voice. Oh, that's cute. It's been a while since I've seen your mom. How is she? Go back. I shrug. Fine, I think. She wouldn't tell me if she wasn't, anyway. TJ taps the foot against the dashboard before yawning. Wow, it feels like we've been driving for days. Normally, TJ wasn't one to whine, but the long drive was obviously getting to him. It was getting to all of us, honestly. I look over at him. We're almost there. Why don't you listen? We're almost there. Why don't you listen to some music or something? My phone's been dead for the past 2 hours. I didn't know it would take us 8 hours to get there. I sigh. Whether that dig was purposeful or not, I still feel a little embarrassed. I'll admit, I got us lost for a few hours. Route 93 is hard to find, even with the GPS. It's no wonder that Echo's in the state it's in. Ooh, Jenna. I'm assuming that's a girl. You should have brought a book. Those don't run out of batteries. I look up into the rearview mirror and see Jenna hold up a hefty book titled Cognition. TJ sighs. All of my books are on my phone. Why don't you listen to the radio? TJ starts to reach for the dial. Don't bother. All we got out here are Higgs stations. I have some music on my phone, though. Do you have an aux cable, Chase? In this clunker? No. But like I said, we're almost there. Just having the three of us here is a little awkward, unbalanced. I wonder if completing our little group will bring back that old chemistry. Thinking about seeing Carl, Flynn, and Leo again makes my heart skip a beat. Take exit 127 onto Flint Road. I jerk back to the present and press on the brakes as I swerve onto the exit ramp. Whoa! Sorry. Chase, come on, pay attention! TJ adds a little giggle to lighten the chest, but my face gets hot anyway. Hey, me and Jenna went 3 hours out of our way to pick you up from CCU. You could have taken the bus. No, I'm grateful. I'd just rather this not be the place I die. We continue down Flint Road for about 15 minutes in silence, while I avoid the ever-increasing number of potholes in the road. I think we're a little nervous now as we get closer to our destination. Unsurprisingly, there is another car in sight. You guys excited? I look into my rearview mirror and again, and see that Jenna has put down her book, staring out the window. I actually haven't given a whole lot of thought as to how I feel about the whole thing. Ooh, first choice. How do we feel about this? I don't want to say not really, because he's meeting friends. It's kind of a dick move. Either yeah or I'm nervous. Should I be honest or should I just say, yeah, I'm really excited to do this? Sorry, Ike, I just got your message. Yeah, Smoke Room. Smoke Room is the prequel to this. It is also a part of the Echo Project. So, hold on, I'm sure I'm honest or should I just say, yeah, I'm really excited to do this? Sorry, just got your message. Yeah, Smoke Room is a prequel to this, but I don't think you have to necessarily play it to understand Echo. A lot of people told me you don't have to play it to fully understand Echo, but it's a good thing to play it to understand Echo. Sorry, I'm just double checking stuff. That's the only thing. I can't wait to get 2 monitors. That's the only thing about like having to like switch around between stuff. That's the only thing. Okay, good. I'm gonna say I'm nervous. Well, Chase is going to say he's nervous. I don't know. It's been a while since we've all been together. Think things will be the same. I'm in Echo. Are you excited to go back? Oh, I didn't really know how to answer that. Is excited the right word? It sure is hell stressful. As long as we can go for a hike. I don't want to be sitting around in the motel all day. Well, it beats having a heat stroke in the desert. Are you seriously hiking the trail? Oh, come on, it'll be fun. At least I know Chase will come. TJ smiles at me, raising his brows. Oh, by the way, somebody told me I've never played like that. I don't know anything about this VN besides its horror and the characters. I've seen the characters, which the art looks really good for this VN. But I've heard one of my friends yesterday found I was playing this and they're like, do not play TJ's route first. And I was like, well, I don't play TJ's route. They're like, do not play TJ's route first. So I'm not going to be playing TJ's route first. I really want to know why I should have played TJ's route first. I'm really curious. I was like, why? I was like, why can't I play TJ's route first? Well, actually, I was very interested in 2 characters. I will explain them when we get to them, but like 2 of the characters I'm debating on which one I want to choose first. Because, of course, I'm going to be playing every route, so no need to worry. I'm going to be playing every single route. Every single route. It's too hard to say no to such an eager face, at least right now. Yeah, of course. Anyway, it sounds like you've only got the boys in your mind, Chase. Leo, maybe. Make a slight right onto Lake Emma Road. I ignore Jenna, pretending to be distracted with adjusting the GPS. A few more minutes of silence pass before Jenna speaks up again. So, this news thing you're making, what's it about exactly? I swerve a little to avoid another pothole. A news packet? If you remember, there was that one crazy thing that happened here in the early 1900s. I read a little bit about it, and it's pretty fucked up. Come on, Chase, language! Just thought I'd do a little more digging. Honestly, though, I just need to make something that looks good enough to pass with. Well, that sounds kind of fun. Are you going to have enough time to hang out? I know Leo made some plans. This whole thing was Leo's idea, actually. When I told him that I'd be coming down to Echo for spring break, he suggested we all use it as an excuse to have a reunion. He says it hasn't been the same since the 3 of us left. Yeah, I should. I just need some B-roll and shots of the old creepy locations. Shouldn't take too long. I catch a flash of blue and see the lake to our right. The conversation dies down a bit, and pretty soon we're all lost in our own thoughts. Finally, we round a bend, and I start to catch some glimpses of the town. The tall, rusted signs for the gas station and motel loom over the rest of the old community. Lake Emma Road merges right onto Main Street, where the motel is at. Soon enough, we're turning into the parking lot. There are only a few other cars in the parking lot. You could tell this was definitely a picture. Ooh, nice sound effect. You could definitely tell. You could definitely tell this picture. Okay, Tendo's telling me I would only need to play Echo to understand and recognize some of the references. Okay, so pretty much his smoke room is a prequel, but like you can play it without playing Echo. You just won't get some of the stuff. Yeah. So like I said, I'm gonna be playing through all of the Echo Project games because Adastra I'm gonna try to stream later this week again. We should be wrapping that up at the last stream. I'm hoping the last stream I can wrap up Echo. But. I mean Echo. Oh my gosh, look at me messing. I'm hoping with the last stream that I could finish the last stream of Adastra, I could finish that up, and then we can move on to Kemia, which is a sequel. Then I can play Kemia, and then we'll be doing Echo. I did want to say I'm kind of be cutting back. I do want to tell people real quick. I am going to be cutting back a little bit on the visual novels. Anything I have on my list now is already going to be played, but anything else, I think I'm going to put a pause on. Tendo, I will get to yours though. Yours is probably going to be the last one. The rest of them, I'm going to be taking a break on. Chemo Coliseum is probably going to be a hold for a little bit. Extracurricular activity is going to be a hold for a little bit. I'm mainly going to be focusing on Echo. Adastra should be finished. So Echo, Kemia. What else did I stream? Minotaur Hotel I'm going to be focusing on. And if Familiar Travels will be my one videos where I'm pre-recording. Like I said, because it's so long, it's just easier to pre-record Familiar Travels. So, besides those, I'm kind of cutting back a little bit. Because I really do want to get started on my own videos. And I feel like I'm putting too much on my plate to really get started on my own videos. So, I kind of want to cut back just a little bit on the videos. So I can focus on doing my thing. I love doing VNs. They're really fun. I really love reading them, but I think I'm getting burnt out. With doing so many. I just want to kind of take a break from doing them. Because I noticed even like trying to play the ones I'm going to play off channel, I can't even do them anymore. I'm always playing them. So it's like, I just want to take a small break. Maybe a month or two of just me doing what is already on my list and working on my own other videos that I want to work on that don't have to do with visual novels. And stream other games that aren't visual novels. So like I said, definitely gonna be finishing Dastra. Echo's gonna be a stream only VN I'll be doing on my channel. Kemia we're gonna be working on. We're gonna be keeping up to date with Kemia, and then, like I said, Minotaur Hotel, and then Tendo I'll be playing through your VN, and then Familiar Travels will be the one that I pre-record. So I park in the closest spot next to the door and switch off the ignition, relieved to be done with the driving. I sit back for a moment, rubbing my eyes. Hope you're grateful, TJ. I never want to drive that long again. Thanks, Chase. TJ hops out of the car, clearly happy to be out. Oh, that's TJ? And that's TJ. I really do like the art for this game, though, because it's really... I really like for this visual novel because I really wish I could hire the artist, but from what I've seen, at least for the CGs, if the same one, the artist is kind of expensive. I can't afford that. But this is like the art I really want for my own visual novel. Like because it's very realistic coloring. It's very muted coloring. Like even the red is it's like a wine red. It's a darker red, and I really love the coloring in this VN. And I think it matches the tone. Supposedly it's the horror, it matches the tone perfectly, I think. So I'm excited. TJ puts his paws to his back and stretches out from toes to ear tufts, and I hear a few cracks. And I'm assuming TJ is a Linux. I think that's what they're called, Linux. Gosh, it feels good to be out. It feels good to be out of there. I smile as I follow him out and stretch as well, though less flamboyantly. It's good to see TJ reverting back to his old cheerful self. Oh, but there's Jenna. She's a Finnick Fox, it looks like. Alright, I made the reservation, so I'll check us in. You boys want to bring in our stuff? Sure. Me and TJ head around to the trunk of the car, getting our bags of camera equipment while Jenna heads inside. I'm pleasantly surprised. While it's a bit musty, the room is spacious and generally clean, a lot more than I was expecting from a town like Echo. Although I've lived in the town for most of my life, I've never actually been in the motel. Hey, this is nice. And 2 double beds? Yeah, I thought I'd get one of the nicer rooms, since everything here is dirt cheap. TJ sets his bags down on the bed. So, I guess this will be me and Chase's bed? Jenna can have her own, obviously. That's nice of you, TJ. Anyway, here are your key cards. She hands us both our key cards, which I slip into my back pocket. So, when are we gonna eat? I'm starving. My stomach rumbles. We haven't eaten since breakfast, and it's late afternoon at this point. I pull out my phone, checking over my text with Leo. Leo said he's gonna get us some sandwiches from the diner. Did you tell? Yes, I told him to substitute the bread with lettuce for yours, TJ. Nice. Alright, well, I've texted everyone that we're here. Let's at least unpack. It's going to get crowded, and I don't want all our stuff in the way. Half an hour later, we've got all our stuff packed away in the motel drawers. Now I'm sitting on the bed, toying with my camera equipment, while TJ watches TV and Jenna organizes her schoolwork. You know you're on vacation, right? And didn't you already get into grad school? You should relax. That's exactly why I need to be keeping up. There's a knock at the door, and being the closest, I get up to answer it. I'll get it. I look through the people excitedly and see a beady cap with a pair of some very familiar horns poking through it. I grin as I unlock the door and swing it open. Oh, we've got a ram. I hear so many things about Carl. I hear it a lot. Now, Carl's one of the characters I hear so much about, so I'm very excited to play through him, to see him. Carl! Chase! I slap paws of him and pull him into a hug, and immediately get a whiff of the pungent scent of pot. Despite that, his embrace is warm and plush, and his belly squished against my body like a pillow through his jacket. There is an underlying sturdiness, though, and I feel his biceps bulge around my shoulders. Had it been working out? I put my paws on his shoulders and push him back, looking him over. He's changed a bit since I've last seen him. He's definitely bulkier, and the front of his face is a bit shaggier. His eyes are a little red, and his expression is a little glazed, like he's daydreaming about someplace far away from here. Still getting blazed, huh? You know it. His jokey nature drops a bit as he gives me a genuine smile. It's good to see you again. I feel warm inside as I smile back. You too. Is that Carl I hear? Carl and I step back into the room, the ram remaining slouched as we do. Hey, Jenna. Carl, how you've been? Not bad, just living life like I'm a bee. So I think he's starting to sing the lyrics to a song, but he trails off as we all look at him exponentially. He just smiles back. Huh? Hey, is that TJ? Hi. Though he's smiling happily, TJ is outright crinkling his nose. Still up to your old habits, huh? Carl shrugs. I'm starting to remember that it's something he does a lot. It's his answer to almost everything. Gets quiet for a moment, then I clap my paws together. So, what have you been up to, Carl? You're not online that often. Carl shrugs. Oh, you know, just hanging out. Must be kind of boring considering it's Echo. Not going outside helps. You've been able to find a job? I know they closed the old corner market you used to work at. Yeah, it's been kind of hard since pretty much everything's closing around here. On top of that, I still don't have a car that could get me to Peyton. Oof, that's right. You crashed the one that your parents got you. TJ's grinning sympathetically, but Carl hunches further into himself, looking sulky. Man, don't kill my vibe. What about school? Been thinking about going back? No, not really. Maybe. Carl's starting to lose that faraway look as he narrows his eyes. You should. You went for what, a semester? No comment. I have no comment towards that. I have no comment towards that. I went for a year in the drop, though. No comment. That's not really enough time to tell if you're really cut out for college. Classes get easier to handle once you get used to it.
Yeah, well, it wasn't exactly the schoolwork that was the problem.
You could try smoking less weed. That might help.
What? Was I set up for an intervention or something?
Carl looks over me as if asking for help. Hey, don't look at me. I had to deal with them for the past, not 10 hours.
Yeah, I guess I just forgot how naggy they can be.
That's because we care about you, Carl. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Chase has been missing you ever since you left school. Carl and I were in the same class throughout school. As a result, we entered college together. We were in a room together for that one semester, which was a lot of fun. Of course, I had missed him. Carl seems pretty eager to get off the topic, though.
Speaking of school, didn't you get accepted into Winston, Jenna?
Yep, coming into experimental psych. I start in the fall.
That's pretty cool. Congrats.
Carl turns back to me.
And you're into journalism, right?
He looks over the equipment, looking confused.
What's all this?
Oh, yeah, one of the reasons why I'm out here. I'm doing a news segment on Echo.
Sounds like the feel-good movie of the year, Chase.
That's what you get out of the feel-good town of the century, Carl.
Yeah.
Carl scratches his muzzle before turning to TJ.
And you're doing what again? Sports something? Bible Olympics?
Athletic training, but yes, it's a Christian school. Carl gives a thumbs up.
Super. So we gonna eat? I'm hungry as hell.
Hell is a little extreme there, Carl. Not even you can be that hungry.
Sure. Where's Leo? He's bringing the sandwiches, right?
He actually just texted me that he's here. He was picking up Flynn. So we're all gonna be here, just like old times. TJ almost looks like that little kid Linux again, his ears twitching around with excitement.
Oh, there they are.
I grip the bedspread and watch as Carl moves around the corner to open the door. I hear it open, followed by the distinctive, deep, brassy voice of Flynn. Brassy. Okay. I'm assuming it's deep voice.
Hey, why are you getting the door, fatty? To get my sandwiches, dickface. I've got the munchies like a mother. Where are they?
Leo has them. Here he is. Hey, they all in it. Hey. Oh, gosh. Hold on. There's gonna be so many voices I'm about to switch between. Hey, they all in there? My heart skips a beat and my tail thumps to bed as I hear Leo's high baritone. High baritone. I have no idea what that sounds like. Oh no, I have no idea. Hold on. High baritone. I have to hear what that sounds like. High baritone. By the way, this music. You know, I don't need to pay attention to the voice. It's fine. I just do my own thing. There's some bustling before they start coming around the corner, bringing me face to face with the rest of my childhood friends. Oh, here's Flynn.
I've seen a very little of Flynn, but he
kind of comes off as a dick to me. Maybe that's different depending on if you do his route. But from what I've seen, Flynn comes off as kind of a dick. I have seen a little bit. I watched Decker play a little bit of it. Not that much. A while ago, I watched him play a few parts. I didn't watch all. I think I watched like 5 parts in the playlist. Flynn comes first, slinking in casually, his posture loose and relaxed, slouching. Unlike Carl, though, his slouch makes him look like he just doesn't give a fuck, as opposed to just trying to make himself seem smaller. He wasn't a shy guy, as evidenced by his open shirt.
And who you calling a dick face?
Flynn knocks Carl into the head, which made a loud thunking sound, but Carl just grins throughout.
Hey, Jenna, TJ, Chase.
He nods to each of us in turn, rubbing his knuckles. And there's Leo. Immediately following him, his arms wrapped around 2 big brown paper bags, is Leo. He smiles over the tops of the bags, sweeping the room with his eyes along with his tall rectangular ears. He pauses on Jenna, then TJ before finding me. His face immediately breaks into a full-on grin as he walks over to the bed I'm sitting on, setting down the bags. As he comes to a stop in front of me, I reach out my paw to slap his, like I did with Carl. Instead, he grabs it to yank me right up into a tight bear hug, nearly squeezing the air out of me. Chase. Man, I missed you. Just like Carl, it seems like Leo's gotten bigger and stronger. He lifted me up without even trying. The tension I've been feeling in my chest melts away like an ice cube on an Echo sidewalk. Everything's fine. All of that worry about how he was going to react is for nothing. The hug is lasting, kinda long though. I can feel everyone looking at us. And just like that, he forgets we exist. Leo finally does pull back, then smacking me on the shoulder before turning to greet Jenna and TJ. We shakily sit back down, feeling a whole lot better now that the introductions are out of the way.
Fuck, leave Carl in a room for 5 seconds and it smells like a goddamn skunk sauna. The weed is just oozing out of your pores at this point.
Flynn theatrically plugs his nostrils and pulls the window open a crack. Carl rolls his eyes, slouching further and jamming his paws into his pockets.
Oh, shut up. I think everyone here agrees that my smells a lot better than your shedding. Nothing like leaving a big pile of lizard dust on the couch for the next person. And by the way, dude, that skunk comment was speciest.
And that lizard comment wasn't? Flynn turns to me, fanning air from the outside with his hand. What's worse, Chase? Carl smell or my dusting off?
Dusting off? That's not a thing. Try saying white flakes that chip off of me with every step I take, except when I scratch my ass. And it's like a fucking blizzard of dead skin. And some of it might land in your mouth. That's what you should call it.
Hey, you furballs do it too, it's just less noticeable. Either way, it's hot in here.
Aren't you cold-blooded?
Someone turn down the goddamn thermostat. Somebody turn down your language. TJ says it to him like a cheerful kindergarten teacher, kept talking a student into using his words. They stare at each other for about 5 seconds, Flynn's expression like a stone while TJ slowly loses his smile.
Well, Jesus but fucking Christ, I'll be sure to watch that.
Flynn! TJ actually looks pretty upset, but Flynn just reaches out and yanks him into a chokehold. The much shorter Lennox, easily dwarfed by the lizard.
Oh, shut up, you priss, I'm just kidding.
TJ half-heartedly fights the hold. I guess TJ thought he'd get some respect now that we're all adults. Hi-yow! You still said it! Normally I might step in to help, but it's been a while since I've seen Flynn and TJ go at it. It's just too funny to stop.
Look, no lighting. So much for your almighty go. Oof.
TJ jabbed his elbow back into Flynn's stomach, doubling the list over for a second. Ha, see? God works in mysterious. Wow! Flynn reaches up and grabs at one of the tufts on TJ's ears and yanks, earning a yowl from the feline.
Foul species features.
Species features was something we made up to make our tussles a little more fair. It involved any distinct physical difference between our species that might pose a disadvantage, like my tail. Jenna's ears are TJ's ear tufts. Carl was especially keen on it. Being a ram, his horns were often used as leverage against them. TJ, come get your sandwich. TJ finally yanks himself out of Flynn's grasp. Smoothing down his fur as he tries to look as dignified as possible. Alright, so far I'm liking this. Okay, this really feels like a real group of people. It doesn't feel like, something fake. I like this so far. The dynamic between characters so far is kind of interesting. I kind of like it. I'm liking it a lot. One of the few good features of my own writing. I'm very good. I have been told, and I'm not to brag at all. Like, seriously, not to brag at all. But, like, people do tell me, like, as much as my writing needs work, people do tell me they do enjoy my character. I do think I am, and I have to admit, I think I'm good at characterization, and I'm really good at having character dynamics. So this is kind of, I really like seeing something like this. Well, I can see things haven't changed. With that, TJ walks over to the table to get his food. I can't help but laugh. I think TJ won that one by technicality.
Or did he? He might have fouled too. Flint's got a soft lizard belly.
Flint snorts, rubbing his stomach.
Oh, don't even try to tell me about soft, asshole. It looks like you swallowed a beach ball. Speaking of which, food.
We all pass the bags around to get our food. A chicken sandwich for Jen and TJ, roast beef for me and Leo, and 3 large veggie burgers that almost take up their own bag for Carl. Flynn, as usual, isn't eating anything. I think it's a lizard thing. I keep my seat on the bed as I unwrap the foil around my sandwich. The smell wafts up from the beef, making my mouth water and bringing some memories up with it. We'd all spent many nights at the old diner. I can remember the night me and Carl graduated. Leo took us all straight from Peyton High to the diner, skipping out on the all-night graduation party for sandwiches and milkshakes. I take a huge bite and a yellow bell pepper slips out the other end, landing back in the foil.
Whoa, slow down, you're gonna choke.
Suddenly, I'm almost falling over to the side as something heavy plants itself next to me on the bed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm liking how Leo looks. I like how Carl looked too, but I'm liking how Leo looks. I'm liking how Leo looks a lot. I might end up going for Leo. Wait, he seems so genuinely nice too. I quickly grab a napkin and bring it to my muzzle, wiping away the grease.
Leo.
Leo chuckles on my embarrassment and unwraps his own sandwich.
Sorry if the bread is a little soggy. Garbo over here took his sweet time getting to the car. Hey, working in the town hall is serious business. I don't have a family business I can just waltz out of like you. Hey, Flynn, I'll bet you that I can eat this whole burger in 1 minute.
Is that a fucking joke? Of course you can.
Yeah, but what about 2 burgers?
Don't choke, Carl. Don't choke, Carl. I decided to keep the conversation on Leo's job since it's the whole reason why he's still here. Is business still pretty good?
Yes, Peyton's getting bigger, so is the number of customers.
I guess it's a good thing your dad moved it out of Echo, huh?
For sure, the place is turning into a ghost town. It probably will be in another decade or 2.
By some standards, it already is. Take another bite of my sandwich, biting right into another bell pepper. I've forgotten how good the diner food is. I noticed TJ sit next to Jenna at the table, picking unhappily at his lettuce-wrapped chicken. Jenna seems to as well as she leans towards me. What's wrong, TJ?
It's just... Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Are you sure?
It's just the mayo. I forgot they put it on everything here.
Jenna lifts up the bun on her sandwich, inspecting its contents. None of the mayo really got on my chicken. Here.
No, you don't have.
Jenna picks up TJ's sandwich and swaps out his grilled chicken. She rips off the layer of mayo-tainted lettuce from his lettuce bun before swapping her chicken in. There, how's that?
Thanks.
It's then that TJ looks up and sees Leo and I staring at him. I see his ears flatten in embarrassment.
What?
Nothing, TJ, nothing. So, are your parents still letting you live in the house here in Echo?
Yes, we actually tried to sell it last year, but of course no one bought.
I think 2 people came to look, but took off once they saw the town. Anyway, my parents are living in Peyton in a house twice as big as the old one. Well, it must be pretty cool living in your own house. My parents aren't constantly breathing down my neck, so that's, nice. Leo's already finished his first sandwich and now he's unwrapping the second. He sure could eat a lot. How many people are still here anyway? In the town, I mean. Leo takes another bite and I hear the crunch of the peppers through his muzzle. He chews thoughtfully for a moment before swallowing. I'm curious. Leo is freaking tall. Somebody said Leo's freaking tall. They're like, Leo is tall and he's Now, Tendo, are we talking tall or are we talking Arnold Schwarzenegger tall? We're talking Austrian tall. Like, how tall are we talking here? How tall are we talking here? He does look tall in the sprite though, so I can believe that. Not too sure, of course I know almost everyone here, but most don't actually live here anymore. Most everyone's turned their old house into a sort of vacation home now. Really? Really? Why? I can't imagine anyone coming here for a vacation. Unless your hobbies are meth or dying of heat stroke. Oof, sound like my town. Maybe not meth, but sound like my town. Well, they've all got their old houses here, and it's cheap to build. And the town is actually trying to turn that old lake into a recreational thing. Lake Emma? Yeah, they're putting it in docks and stuff. Huh. Lake Emma is the old reserve just a few minutes outside of town. As kids, we used to play around there all the time. It was generally an ugly place, dead fish on the banks, a terrible smell, and mosquitoes everywhere. Then again, it could have changed since then. I haven't been there in 12 years now. None of us have. Thinking about the lake is making my stomach tighten again, forcing away my appetite in the process. It's been so long at this point, I need to learn to get over things. Actually, that reminds me. The others are pretty deep in their own conversations, but I lower my voice anyway, leaning into Leo. Hey, Leo? Leo turns to me. He had been in the middle of a massive bite, and now he has a bell pepper half hanging out of his muzzle. That throws off my train of thought for a second. Oh yeah. So I wanted to get some shots of the lake for my project. Leo ducks his head to pull out the pepper from his muzzle, only to shove it back in a second later. He chews for a while, but his ears are still tipped towards me, so I go on. It's kind of important to Echo's history. Anyway, he told me that on Monday everyone's free during lunch. I can tell by the set of Leo's ears that he knows where I'm going, and he's not too into the idea. I quickly go on. Of course, we don't have to, but it's been a long time, and if the town is making it look better, it could be fun. Listen, Chase. I feel my face burn a little under the fur. Sorry, it was a dumb idea. No, Chase, if it were up to me, I'd definitely do it. It's just... Leo looks towards Flynn, and I do as well, finding him still bantering with Carl. It doesn't matter how fucking fast you eat, I'm not gonna be impressed. He's got that classic Flynn look on his face where he's pressing his lips together, trying not to smile.
What if I ate all 3?
You've already eaten most of the first one, so that's not gonna happen now, is it? I look back down at my sandwich. I suddenly feel really guilty. Here I am, back after 3 years, just assuming that I know how everyone feels. Now, kind of feel like an imposter. Leo notices like he always does, and he nudges me with his shoulder. Hey, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. Suddenly, Leo's ears perk up, and I know he suddenly had an idea. His ears made him easily readable, just as reading people came easily to him. It made it all the more impressive that he was able to tell what most of us were thinking, considering my short, stubby ears. Or Flint's lack thereof. Listen, there's a cool little spot by the river that's actually pretty close to the lake. We could have lunch and you could walk over and get your shots. The idea makes me feel a bit better. Alright, that could be fun. Also, this motel doesn't have a pool, so it'll be really nice to swim in something. Otters in their waters. Anyway, I'll have to ask Flynn, but I think he'll be okay with it. What would really impress me is if you didn't eat the rest.
You're a funny guy, Flynn.
Carl goes right back to shoving the next burger to his mouth, and Flint looks at it in mild disgust. I like Carl. I fucking love Carl. Oh, jeez. Okay, so Tendo's looked up the, supposedly, I guess there's an Echo wiki. Listen, there's a wiki for everything, so I'm not surprised. And he says that Flint supposedly is 6'7". Yeah, how does he fit through a door? That's a good point. If Flint is that tall, like, how the freak do you fit through a damn door? That's ridiculous. That is freaking ridiculous. That is utterly... Oh, and I forgot something real quick. Utterly and completely ridiculous. I'll share some stuff real quick. So I think about when I start these, I forget to share them at times. So... Boop, boop, boop. Alright, anyway, back. and people don't be afraid to talk. That's what the chat room is for. It's for people to talk. It's for people to have their amazing arguments about who's the best guy, and the few people that like Jenna, and that kind of stuff. So don't be afraid to share your thoughts on the VN. I don't mind. Just don't spoil anything for me. But you can share your thoughts. You can say, oh, wait till, you can be like, oh man, wait till you get later on with Carl. He's an asshole. Or oh, Flynn's a real nice guy. Or, oh man, I really love how tall Flynn is. Or, oh man, I really love how tall Leo is. I mean, share your thoughts. Don't be afraid. This is a very open stream. You're allowed to share your thoughts and feelings. I don't mind. Just don't spoil anything. That's all. You just don't spoil. I mean, you can give hints towards stuff. Just don't spoil it. Just don't outright say it. That's all. Sorry. Oh, my nose. Carl goes right back to shoving the next burger into... Oh, wait, I already read that. He suddenly notices us watching him, and he gives us an odd look, but that slowly morphs into a smirk as he focuses on Leo. You're looking pretty... You're looking pretty happy. Ooh. You're looking pretty happy there, Leo. Not like you've been for the past 3 years. I furrow my brow in confusion and look up at Leo. I see him shift, and he's giving Flynn a look that I don't quite understand. Well, of course, I'm happy to see all of us back together again. I look from Leo to Flynn, and it's pretty easy to imagine a bolt of electricity between them. You should have seen him, Chase. He'd go days without smiling. Agreed. Leo's been kind of a dick ever since you guys left. Isn't Jenna a counselor? Hey, you should have a session with Leo. I'm still an undergraduate. I'm not going into counseling anyway. That would just make me sad. DJ is busy trying to hold his sandwich together and eat it at the same time. Not very successfully, but he looks up as well. Leo depressed? It's hard to imagine you not smiling. You seem fine online. Has something been going on, Leo? For the first time since he's arrived, Leo looks truly uncomfortable. You don't see him like that very often. Flynn, on the other hand, has his trying not to smirk face on. But Leo pauses, pinned down by everyone's eyes in the room. Then he takes a frustrated breath. Can people be sad? Can people be sad sometimes? Yes, things have been harder, but I'm fine. I think it's pretty clear that Flynn, Leo flicks his long muzzle at the lizard, is just trying to get some reactions. Sure, I'm just saying, you're back to your old self, but seriously, it's great. Leo makes a snorting sound. I'm about to ask Leo what's so stressful when he lifts his paw up again to take a bite of his almost finished sandwich. I go quiet as I look at his paw. A silver anchor tied around his wrist with leather. The word otter is etched onto the shank of the anchor. The name Chase is engraved on into the stop. Why was he still... Chase! I jump as TJ's voice breaks through my trance, bouncing on the bed once I come down. Leo looks at me as the bed wobbles, an eyebrow raised. TJ puts a paw to his muzzle. Oops, sorry, you were just kind of staring off into space. Yeah, just thinking about stuff. What's up? We were just talking about the last game. Didn't you tell me that you saw that movie on the drive here?
I really don't get you right now, TJ. The last game was the worst Lions Brigade movie.
You're just mad because they didn't follow the comics.
Yeah, Carl is a movie. It was just better. I'm sure the comics are great too, though.
Nah, the comics is shit. Carl tried showing them to me once. What? See, this is the problem. They never follow the source material and no one cares because they have no respect for the originals, man.
I might have to... Oh. The music's not too loud, is it? It sounds like it seems like it keeps going up. Oh my goodness! Why? Look who it is! It is Blade... And I'm gonna still probably screw up the name. Blade Lloyd. I'm gonna say Blade Lloyd. If I'm wrong, you can always correct me on my pronunciation. I'm terrible at words, don't you know? Blade Lloyd is a fantastic YouTuber who does his own. Yes, was it? The movie was originally Endgame. That's funny. they are a fantastic YouTuber who does the same thing I do, Furry VNs, and they have a wonderfully, very, very manly voice. A very attractive, manly, and deep voice that is wonderful and fantastic. You should go watch their videos. Yeah, go watch their videos. Not now, because I'm in the middle streaming, and that's offensive. I will be hurt if you guys leave this stream to watch him. I mean, he's a fantastic YouTuber. He's probably better than me, but still, don't do that, please.
You're way too picky, Carl. The last game was a great movie.
Not you too, Leo.
I don't know. I think Lions Brigade was always a bit too violent for me. What with all the shooting and punching. I've always liked the Trinity Weasel. She's the thinking man superheroing. Rowan.
Carl waves his paw dismissively.
The Trinity comics have always been pretty lame. They're jerk-off fodder for lonely nerds. And so's the movie.
You mean like yourself?
Hey!
Hold up, we're talking about Trinity now? Julia Belasco? She's hella fine. Never seen an ass like hers on a weasel before.
That's because it's fake. No, I just like the story. It's really kind of deep if you think about it.
It was hard to think about when half the shots are slow-mo when she's doing all those flips and back bends and shit. I didn't think that was your sort of thing anyway, Flynn. Flynn doesn't have time to retort before Jenna shifts her attention, seemingly coming to TJ's defense. Come on, Trinity does have more story going on than your average superhero movie. I think it's great that you like her character over all the meatheads.
Yeah, they just stuck in all the boob shots to reel in the dummies.
Of course, that's easy for someone like you to say. Besides, I see what's going on here. Maybe you should watch Lucha Lobo, TJ. He's shirtless the whole time. TJ's ears go flat, Tubbs pointed at the ground. I'd better stop him for all this saucy talk. The only way this could get any more awkward is if you got sprung. We all groan in unison, but TJ shoots right back.
And knowing you, that's exactly what you want to happen, isn't it, Flynn?
I get a few surprised chuckles.
Damn, TJ, where'd that come from?
It isn't that it is a particularly good joke, it's that it comes from TJ that makes it so funny. I don't think I've ever heard him talk like that. Even Flynn can't keep from grinning a little bit. Oh, that's a beautiful setting. I'm going to save that. We talk late into the afternoon. At this point, all of my worries have disappeared, leaving a happy, warm feeling in its place. It seems silly that I've been so nervous earlier. In fact, I'm starting to look forward to the rest of the week. Alright. Leo steps forward, indicating that we should all shut up. Now, we all need to remember that Chase is here to do his school project, so that comes first. But I did make a few other plans for things that we can do on his off time. I'm pretty sure all of us know that we're going to Southwest Adventures tomorrow, so I'll pick these two up. He jerks his head towards Flynn and Carl. Then swing by the motel to get you guys at 9, alright? Sounds good. Then I was thinking about doing some stuff in Peyton towards the end of the week, but we'll make those plans later. In between those times, we should find time to hang out as well, make the most of this. Oh, you're talking. Oh, I was just saying. Whose voice? Tendo's. Oh, yeah, I know. He has such a good voice. Blade has such a good voice. See, the issue with my voice is I don't mind necessarily how it sounds. I've gotten kind of used to how my voice sounds. I don't know what my voice is best situated for. I don't really have a exact strength in what I can. I don't know what my voice is good for. It's like, what is my voice good for? Is it good for communication, talking, chatting? What is it good for? I don't know. I'll find out eventually, but I don't know. I have no idea. Leo looks about done, but suddenly snaps his fingers as if remembering something. Oh yeah, Chase, I saw you had a camera. I think you could get a pic of us. It would be nice for all of us to have something that is a camera phone quality. I'm sure I was messing with the self-timer earlier. Should be able to get it to work. After a few minutes of me adjusting the tripod and Leo adjusting everyone at the end of one of the beds, we managed to get into position. Alright, here goes. I set the timer and fast walked to the spot Leo saved for me. And this is yep, there it is. That's the thumbnail that I used. Again, I don't know what happened in the story. When I find thumbnails, I literally just skip until I find a good CG, and that's a perfect CG. And that's the end of the stream, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you later. No, just kidding. We're going to keep going. It's way too early to stop now. For the next 2 hours, we watch a movie on TV. Not really paying attention, mostly catching up with each other on how do we been. It's good to be back, and it feels like we're all just picking up where we left off 3 years ago. It's really nice. Finally, at about 10, Leo, Carl, and Flynn head out. I spend the next 20 minutes tinkering with the equipment, making sure it's all in order for shooting the next day. Once TJ finishes getting ready for bed in the bathroom, I do as well before getting into bed, head to toe with TJ. There's a soft glow from the corner as Jenna sits at the table reading something. I lie in bed staring at the ceiling, waiting for her to go to sleep. Oh, that's pretty. There's a chain attached to my ankle as I walk away from the lake, my legs and feet caked in mud. I look back, seeing the chain snaking back around the rocks and reeds before disappearing into the water. Looking ahead again, I see Leo, smiling, waving at me. I walk towards him and the chain stays slack, pulling easily out of the water. There's an anchor in the lake. There's an anchor in the lake, I say. I stare at him, but he doesn't say anything and just keeps on smiling. I crouch on the rocks, wrapping the chain around my wrist a few times. Leo kneels next to me, rubbing my back and sticking out his arm to compare our bracelets, saying that everyone gets one. He seems happy, but now I'm stuck here. I can't even stand up to walk. Wow, that subtle metaphor. Oops, Sunday. That subtle metaphor. Are there a lot of dream sequences in this? I don't mind. I actually do like dream sequences. Sunday. I love the font, by the way. It looks so perfect. Like, it gives you an eerie vibe. Peyton is about a bit of a distance away. To get there, you have to get on Route 93, which Flynn tells me isn't even called that anymore. That would make sense considering how it was impossible to find on the GPS. Anyway, to get to the city, you have to merge from the remnants of 93 onto I-40, which runs straight through the city of Peyton. About 15 minutes from Peyton, we pull over at a rest stop, which sits at a higher elevation than Echo. If you're looking in the right direction, it gives you a great view of the town. I stand outside the old, rundown restroom. I pull over my eyes as I stare out over the desert. A distant, hazy view of a group of small buildings huddled together signals where the town is. From this vicarious distance, it looks small and harmless. Hard to imagine all the things that happen there. Alright, how do I use this thing? I look over and see Leo fumbling with the camera, obviously worried that he was going to break it. I walk over and show him how to use it, checking the white balance and exposure myself. I wasn't too good with cameras, but the equipment manager at the university had given me a quick lesson on how to do things. Alright, so I want you to zoom out from Echo slowly, and while you do that, I'm going to walk in frame, okay? Yeah, okay. Leo hoists the camera up and looks through the viewfinder, ears perked up and smiling. Alright, signal me when you're ready. I adjust the clip on mic while Leo focuses the camera, then raises his paw, signaling that I should start. I walk into the frame, keeping one paw in my pocket and using the other to gesture. I hope I don't look too awkward. I always feel like I do. Echo first began as a settlement in 1852, after James Hendricks discovered gold in a quartz deposit. The town grew quickly in size, and once it began to serve the junction along Prescott Railway, it reached a peak population of 6,500 in 1877. It was at this point in time that a peculiar phenomenon of mass hysteria took over. Many say the reason this occurred was due to the discovery of a body within the gold mine and the circumstances surrounding that discovery. While not much is known about this event, what is known is that once it ended, a large portion of the population left Echo. Most of those who left settled in the nearby town of Peyton. However, the town still managed to prosper well enough until the 40s. That's when the government stepped in to shut down the mine, as it became a federal law to divert all mining resources to the war effort. The town's population sharply declined shortly thereafter, and by the 1950s it had dwindled to approximately 2,000 people. A shutdown of the Prescott Railway in the 1960s, followed by the bypassing of Route 93 by I-40 in 1986, was the final nail in the coffin for the town. By the 90s, the population had dwindled to just 150 people. My goal, however, is to investigate the first event which led to this town's decline and possible demise. What happened in that mine almost 150 years ago? I've come to Echo to try and find out what information, if any, can be gleaned from the events of the past. I wait for a few seconds, then look at Leo. That good? Yeah. Don't know how to stop this, though. Here. I walk over to take the heavy camera off Leo's paws. That was pretty good. You want to be a reporter? Maybe. I'd rather just write than be on camera, though.
Yo, Chase!
Leo and I look up towards the car, greeted by the sight of a bright white ram's ass hanging out the back window of Leo's van. Oh, it's gonna be one of those people, isn't he? I just get the image in my head and it's good enough. Could you imagine if Hollywood actually had a CG commission of that? Be like, oh yeah, this game has nothing to do with like romance or like NSFW content like that, and then you just freaking use that on the page. The dreams or some of the freaking parts. I did have a question. I did have a quick question though. When does Echo take place in? Does Echo have anything to do with what Chase just mentioned about the murder in a gold mines? You can tell me that. I don't feel like that's going to spoil anything. You can just say yes or no. You don't have to like go on a tangent and explain. Leo and I look up towards the car, greeted by the sight of a bright white ram's ass hanging out the back window. I always do that. I don't really react. I mean, despite being self-conscious about his weight, Carl was pretty shameless about stuff like this. I'd probably seen his naked butt more often than I'd seen Leo's, and that was saying something.
Make sure you get a shot of my hay!
At that moment, Flynn, who was sitting next to Carl in the back, reaches around and yanks the ram's pants down so that they hang around his knees. Even though Carl's pretty quick to pull them back up, I still get a pretty good view of his equally white balls dangling between his legs. Oh no. That's terrible. Oh, I like the camaraderie between the characters. Leo snorts, and I can see Flynn laughing his ass off while Carl punches him in the shoulder. Unfortunately for TJ, who was sitting in the middle row with Jenna, he was looking back at the time and probably got a much better view than I did. Now he's facing forward, covering his face while Jenna sits next to him, reading a book, looking uninterested. Nearly 21 and he's still doing that, huh? Yeah, it's a little more awkward without you three around, though. We head back to the car and I grab the camera bag from the passenger seat to put the camera away. Hey, did you see my ass? Saw more than that. Your thing's about the horrors of Echo, right? It'll be a perfect fit. Well, if you can even fit it on the camera. I stashed the camera bag in the footwell before hopping in. Southwest Adventures is an amusement park right in the middle of Peyton. It's decent enough that people come not just from Peyton, but cities up to 100 miles away to vacation here. Because of this, it's usually crowded, and today is no exception. Families and their kids are everywhere. It's a generally nice day, sunny, in the 80s, and it being on a Sunday added to the crowd. I didn't mind, though. The point of this is to hang out with my friends.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm starving. Let's go get some funnel cakes.
Jesus, Carl, we just got here.
Hey, I didn't have any breakfast.
You had breakfast, all right, and a blunt with a side of the munchies. It's no problem. You can do that while I plan out what we're doing. Carl ambles off on his way to the funnel cake stand. I snagged one of the park maps from the entrance, and I hand that to Leo. Alright, so usually when my family comes here, we go clockwise to hit all the rides. That sounds like a plan. It's pretty crowded today, so we probably won't be able to do everything, but in the shorter we'll at least be able to ride Event Horizon. Yeah, sure, the line is always so long for that ride. She's just looking up towards a tall, spiraling electric red steel roller coaster. Oh, I feel you, TJ. I have a fear of heights, people. Oh, Evie, how dare you? I mean, that's a basic thing to do. Evie, how dare you?
definitely the most recognizable landmark in the park. You can see from almost anywhere in Peyton. Yep, fastest and tallest roller coaster in the West. I think it'll be worth it. Ow. TJ rubbed his arm with one paw, the corner of his muzzle twitching a little bit. I'd forgotten about that. He used to have a pretty pronounced motor tic where the corner of his mouth would twitch up over and over again. It used to be a constant thing, but it stopped once we entered middle school. Guess it hadn't completely gone away. You alright, TJ? We could skip the big rides if you... Oh hell, TJ, you're a fucking adult now. No, it's fine, I'm fine. I just haven't been on a roller coaster in a while. TJ snaps his head back towards us. He's all tensed up and the movement looks like a rubber band being snapped. I'm riding all the rides with you guys. TJ walks off, his paws shoved deep in his pockets. I feel bad for him. I want to give him an out somehow. But that's when Carl comes back with his funnel cake. It's topped with ice cream, powdered sugar, and strawberry. Ooh, that's way too much sugar. This is a person who loves the sugary and sweet. Ice cream and strawberries and powdered sugar. Jeez, that's a lot.
Anyone want to share?
Yeah, that looks really good.
No? Alright, guess I'll have to eat the whole thing.
Great, now we gotta wait for fat ass to finish eating. Carl pulls his face out of the cake. Even with his wife, where I can see the powdered sugar clinging to his chin.
No, I can eat in the line. We going on Event Horizon first? The wait will be an hour long, at least.
The line ends up being 2 hours. Then the line ends up being 2 hours long. And by the time we get to the actual ride, I'm dying to get into a pool of any kind. To put it bluntly, an otter needs water. Part of the problem of living in Echo meant that we didn't have any kind of indoor pool system in our house, being as cheap as it was. We ended up having to get an outdoor swimming pool, which was a pain. Nervous Chase, nervous Chase. I smirk at him. I've ridden it before, Leo. Though, your tail's kinda down. Sure you're not nervous. Come on, Leo, let's ride the front. Oh,
I don't know.
I watch as Jenna pulls Leo towards the line for the front, which is twice as long as all the others. I opt for the middle, and just so happens that TJ comes with me. His tough ears had been poking straight up the entire time, muzzle giving an occasional twitch. I lean over to him. You know, there's an exit over there for people who, changed their mind. I'll bet you could slip out without anyone knowing. Looks like not all of us are even going to be riding the same train. TJ stares straight ahead, clutching onto the railing. I can see his sharp claws What's on mine? TJ stares straight ahead, clutching onto the railing. I can see his sharp claws unseathed, pressing into the metal and chipping away some of the red paint. No, I'm fine. You sure? Yep, perfectly fine. Well, we're in the middle, which is the best place to be if you don't like roller coasters. Yeah. I really want to be able to get TJ to skip the ride, but it seemed like he's pretty determined to do it for some reason. Finally, our train comes along, and I step in as two laughing and panting hyenas step out.
Oh my god, that was the most intense!
Holy shit, dude, I know! I've never get scared on rides and almost fucking pissed myself! I do a quick check of the seat to make sure there isn't any actual piss before sitting down. That's funny as hell. I love that. I look up and see TJ standing on the edge of the platform, his eyes wide, one foot stuck out to get on. TJ? The bored-looking teenage fox comes by to check my lap bar, and I stick out my paw. Hey, wait, TJ? You get an order? The fox goes from looking bored to mildly annoyed. If you're getting on, you need to get on now. We can't hold up the entire ride for you, sir. The exit's that way, where other adventures await. People around us are starting to notice. Unfortunately, Flynn, who was lined up with Carl towards the back, is paying very close attention, grinning like he knew this was going to happen. Oh, TJ, too scared? Guess you're a pussy after all.
Shut up, Flynn. Hey, TJ, when it gets really bad, just say to yourself, at least I'm not gonna die.
Actually, a few people have. TJ! I yell up at him, and that seems to jar TJ out of his trance.
Flynn seems like an asshole. I don't know. Like, I know he's like, I don't know. I'm not liking Flynn. And I'm sure it's a character that if you get to know them, they're better, but he's kind of a dick. It's like he's really, Flynn's like a dick to me. He almost falls into the car as he stumbles into it, fumbling with his shoulder restraints before the Fox attendant sighs and leans down to do it for him. I can see the red on the inside of TJ's ears as he blushes, and I feel my own ears burn a little from secondhand embarrassment. Now that it's too late, I realize that we shouldn't have started with this ride. We should have started with something smaller to build up his confidence. I'm jolted back as the train moves forward. Oh gosh! TJ's paw lashes out and latches onto my arm. Oh no, why am I doing this? I reach over to try and move his paw from my arm and back onto the handle onto his shoulder restraints. TJ, hold on to that, my arm, you're gonna...
Chase, quiet!
I pause, staring at the Linux. I'm really not used to hearing TJ yell. He's almost puffed out to twice his size.
I just need some quiet right now, and ah!
Our train begins to descend up the first hill, and I can feel TJ's claws pricking through my fur into the skin. He starts mumbling quietly to himself, his eyes closed. TJ, are you praying? He doesn't say anything, and soon we've reached the apex of the climb. I give up on trying to move his paw and sit back a little nervous myself. I really hope TJ doesn't completely lose it. I rinsed the blood off my arm in a dirty theme park bathroom. It wasn't as bad as I thought it could have been, though TJ did start crying when we hit the first inversion. He had scratched the shit out of my forearm, grabbing it with both paws once we started the descent. Unfortunately, Flynn and Carl were still on the platform when we rolled back into the boarding station. Flynn looked ready to lay into TJ again, but when he saw the tears, he had the decency to hold back. I helped the shaking Linux out of the car, and somehow we managed to stumble into the bathroom, where he quickly hid in a stall. I should have forced him out the exit. He'd always had anxiety problems, though I think we all believed it was a childhood thing that he'd gotten over. I don't know if he still takes his medication. Hey, TJ?
Yeah?
We should probably get back. Leo texted me that they're all waiting by the ride.
Yeah, I'll be out in a second.
The cheerfulness in his voice is forced. I ignore the weird looks I'm getting from the other people in the bathroom and instead inspect my arm. The scratches are pretty superficial, so the bleeding has stopped. No one would notice it under the thick fur, even if it's tender as hell. I hear the stall door open behind me, and through the mirror I see TJ come out. He sees me looking over my arm, and his face crumbles up again.
Chase, I'm sorry. Is it bad?
I really don't want him to start crying again. TJ cried a lot when he was a kid, almost every day, and even at 19, it seems like he's still pretty suspectable. It's fine, doesn't even hurt.
Ah, well, that's good.
We stand there awkwardly for a few seconds, then I add up my shirt, which is starting to stick to my sweaty body. Listen, it's honestly getting way too hot for me to wait in lines all day. I think I'd rather just sit down and watch some shows or something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you want to do that with me? TJ's ears come up a little, and he clutches his paws together, the fidgeting subsiding a bit.
Yeah, Chase, I think that'll be fun.
I can tell he's at least a little relieved. We both head out back towards the ride, and I spot the four of them waiting by the exit. I furrow my brows. I spot Carl crouched on the ground, Jenna kneeling down next to him and rubbing his back. Hey, everything all right? Jenna looks up, a sympathetic smile on her face. Carl's not feeling too good. You went sit on the bench or something?
If I move, I'm gonna...
That's what you get for stuffing your face right before the ride. You think they sell ginger pills here, or ginger ale, at least?
A joint would be nice.
There are some vendors over there. I'll go check. I'm actually kind of glad everyone's preoccupied with Carl right now. Take some of the heat off of TJ. Let's move you to a bench. It'll be better if you're sitting down. Slowly, Jenna and Leo lift Carl up, and now I can see from his face that he really is ill. To the average person, a little outing might already seem like a disaster, but this is perfectly typical for us. Nothing ever went according to plan. We sit Carl down on the bench, and he bends over, his face in his hands as he moans softly. Rip Chase's arm. I know, right? Rip Chase's arm. We sit Carl down on the bench, and he bends over, his face in his hands as he moans softly. TJ comes back with a medium-sized cup in his paws, sits next to Carl.
No ginger ale, but they did have some lime soda.
Carl takes it and sips a bit of it before sitting back and belching.
Oh, fuck it, I'm done, guys.
What you gonna do all day? Sit there?
Actually, me and Chase are gonna go see some shows. You can come with us.
Ugh.
Guys, we were doing this to hang out with each other, remember?
I'll leave him. We're wasting time. Flynn turns and walks off, his hands shoved in his pockets, hunched like a stone gargoyle. He definitely looked the part, being a lizard. Damn, that was probably a bit specious. Well, we all have our phones. Text us, all right? Sure. Jenna turns and follows Flynn, but Leo hesitates a moment. He looks at me before eventually turning to follow Flynn and Jenna. 5 minutes later, Carl's stomach settles to the point where he's able to get up and walk. At this point, I'm completely wiped out, and I just want to sit down. I point out the first stage we see, and they agree. I should probably save. You know, this whole time playing, I haven't saved. Ooh, I do like the UI. I sigh gratefully when I sit down.
You look tired as shit.
I crack an eye open to see Carl giving me a sidelong glance. I don't sleep very well in hotel beds.
I actually woke up around 2. We're gone.
TJ's looking at me too, and I feel my gut clench for a second. Yeah, I tried to go for a walk down the street and hoped it would help me get tired. I got some eye, hold on. Ugh.
Well, if that happens again, you can just walk over to my house. I'm up until like 3 every night.
Wow, why? Carl shrugs, leaning back and sticking his hooves up against the chair in front of him, earning him a dirty glance from its occupier.
Games mostly. Sometimes I read.
Carl rubs his chin, opening his muzzle, closing it, then opening it again.
You know, it would be pretty cool if you spent the night with these days. That house can be creepy as hell when you're the only one in it.
You're alone?
Yeah.
There's some eye! It's burning. I got dry eye. I have dry eye, I think.
Yeah, parents are vacationing in the regional paradise. Having a bloody good time, they tell me.
Carl tries to put on an accent, but doesn't do a very good job of it. Oh. Did you want to go with them? Carl blows a raspberry, laughing.
Not really. Mom told me right away that weed isn't legal there either, so I took that as them not wanting me to come along. They did say that the chocolate there is real, whatever that means, and then bring me some. Guess I'm not enough of a fat ass yet.
Come on, Carl. I really do got something high. Oh, and by the way, we're in the double digits. Hell yeah. It's been a while since I've had a stream in the double digits. Double digits, baby. Hell yeah. Double digits.
But dude, I'm getting there. Soon all I'll have to do is stand in front of the mirror, knock out my face, and jerk into my boobs.
What the hell? What kind of fucking reaction is that? What the hell, Carl? Oh my god. Jerk into my... Dude, people hashtag... I make a deep snorting cracking sound. I can feel TJ looking at the two of us disapprovingly.
Not the hardest thing to do when you're high.
Wait, so you've actually done it? Carl shrugs, smirking at me. I reach out to grab his chest, but I can tell there's a pretty firm set of pecs under there. Carl puts a mock horrified look on his face.
Sexual assault, he touched my breast.
Oh, whatever, Carl. They're harder than mine.
So now we're teenage girls in the locker room, comparing racks.
Hey, you're the one that brought up tits.
You know what? I can see it. Yeah. You're the hot preppy one everyone liked. I'm the big fat chick you're all nice to. We call Big Thunder Mountain behind her back and TJ.
What the hell is this? What is this conversation? TJ hadn't been paying attention, distracted with watching some dancers come on stage. He looks innocently at us. Huh?
You're the cute, naive Christian girl. Chick that only takes it up the butt so to stay a virgin.
Oh my god. What is this conversation? What the hell? I can't. Oh, I can't. Oh my goodness. What?
Let me feel your glue. I want to compare.
What in the world are you No!
Small but perky.
After a few seconds of tussling and Carl getting smacked in the nose by TJ, somebody shushes us from behind and we're forced into silence. The show starts out with a bunch of mice having a weird distorted hoedown. TJ's really into it and actually starts clapping along. I smile. TJ could definitely be kind of cute sometimes. Carl just rubs his nose and leans back, watching with a smirk as if the whole thing is a joke though. At this point, my eyelids were feeling really heavy. At most, I'd got maybe 4 hours of sleep last night. I think about leaning my head back, but the back of the seats are pretty low, and I just end up with my head hanging over my back. Leaning forward would just be impossible. I could lean on one of my friends. I don't think they'd mind. Oh no, we have our first choice! Oh no! Who should I choose? Oh, thank you! Somebody said I'm matching Carl, so we're gonna choose Carl first.
They're like, totally, matching Carl. Like, would you like me to talk like this all the time? Like, I don't really care. I guess I'm doing fine. I mean, if you guys want me to, I guess I can do this video. Does it really matter to me or not? Like, I don't really care. I guess I'll go for Carl then, like, whatever.
Carl. Oh, wait. Let me save first. In case I make a different choice. For the future, when I play through all the routes, because I'm playing through all the routes. Carl is definitely the better choice. Bigger and probably softer. He'd make a nice pillow. Carl, I'm gonna use you as my bed. I put my head on his shoulder and closed my eyes, feeling the soft, puffy, sleeveless hoodie and its bulk under my cheek. Weirdly enough, it was pretty damn sturdy. I'd expect it to feel like a pillow puff.
Damn, Chase, you feeling that tired? Oh, alright then.
I feel him shift, and suddenly he's putting an arm across the back of the bench, giving me more support. The gesture makes me feel a little warm. I feel TJ's eyes on us, but I ignore him, enjoying the position of intimacy. The sounds of the clapping and fiddle start to drift away as the lack of sleep takes its toll. I feel along the rough edges of rock and dirt. The only thing I can hear is the shower of debris I'm knocking to the ground. The air is stale, and I have the vague feeling that I'm suffocating. I keep going. I'm gonna reach the end eventually. Just have to keep moving. I can tell that I'm going down. Deeper and deeper. The space around me is growing smaller and smaller, and soon I'm hunching so that my head doesn't scrape the ceiling. I can hear footsteps, not quite in synchrony with my own. They aren't any kind of footsteps that I've heard before, though. I stop and listen. I'm going to turn this down very slightly. There we go. There's definitely the sound of feet, but not like they're walking. It's like they're stomping down the ground, making as much noise as possible. This is accompanied by a slapping sound, as if someone is smacking their paws on the ground as well. I imagine a canine toddler, still insisting on walking on all fours while throwing a tantrum. It's heavier, though, and like an adult is doing it. That image makes the nape of my neck prickle, but I'm not scared. It's not long after I stop that the noise stops as well. Just 10 feet behind me, I turn, watching the darkness. I knew you'd come back. They always do. My voice sounds clogged, muted, like the rocky walls are just sucking up the sound instead of bouncing them down the tunnel. The stamping starts up again, loudly, coming towards me at full speed. Now I can hear sobbing, sniffling, and a strange guttural grunting. It's just feet away. You're only only moving in circles. It veers away just as the words leave my mouth, going back the way it came. I stand there a while listening until I can't hear it anymore. I turn and continue on, feeling the walls again as I make my way lower and lower. The smell hits me right as my paws hit it, slick and slippery. Blood coats the walls, my paws run along like thick oil. It's warm and fresh, and now I know I'm getting close. A voice abruptly echoes down the tunnel. It's not far away at all. Oh gosh, look at that freaking text. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
I knew you'd come back. They always do.
I make my way closer and closer, and now fear pricks my heart.
They always do.
I hear muffled screams now as if someone is yelling with their mouths closed. Now the fur's standing up all over my body, but my feet won't stop. I keep going. I'm getting closer and closer.
You're only moving in circles.
I'm here. It's right here in front of me, and now I'm reaching out to it, reaching out to touch it. I can't stop. I can't stop. I jump, my head jerks up, and my eyes snap open, looking around wildly. It's like I just came up from being underwater too long. Shit. Wow. TJ and Carl both jump shortly after I do. I look back and forth and they stare wide-eyed back at me. It takes me a second to realize I'm still at Southwest Adventures at the stage watching shows.
Jesus fuck, dude. You alright?
Carl! I lean forward and rub my face in my paws. I'm trying to stop shaking. I'm fine. I'm fine. Shh. I'm really bad in the dream. Back as TJ rubs it. What about? I'm not really sure. Just in a really dark place and some things were in there. Probably had something like something.
Huh? Oh, that does sound pretty crap.
Oh, hold on. Let me get the voice back. At this point, I would have bolted. Well, that was a dream, I think. As far as I know, that was a dream or a vision or something. I don't know. It's getting really creepy, though. I'm like, oh boy, it's getting a little creepy.
Oh, that does sound pretty creepy. What kinds of things?
I think for a minute. The weird crawling thing, the screaming thing. I pull my head up and look towards the stage, which is empty right now. It doesn't matter. It was just a dream. Hey, what happened to the show? Carl chuckles next to me, leaning back again.
You missed them, dude. We've seen like 3 shows.
Yeah, they even had a segment with otters doing water tricks. We thought about waking up for it, but you were in a really deep sleep.
That's too bad. I always love seeing my people laughed at for the swimming clowns in VR. How long's it been? Carl checks his phone, which he already has out.
In about 3 hours. Could probably get some lunch now.
3 hours? Whoa, that's a little creepy. We were out, knocked out for 3 hours. Well, Chase was knocked out for 3 hours. Because Chase is an established character. Damn, I've been out for a while. I'm surprised I hadn't at least woken up a few times, considering the uncomfortable position I've been in. I guess you feel better then?
Yeah, I've been feeling better for the past 2 hours. Now I'm hungry.
It's already 2 p.m. and I've proposed myself for the most part, so I take out my phone to text Leo. Oh, there's actually. Oh, I like that. I really like that. There's an actual like picture of the phone. I want to know how to do that effect so bad. We're kind of hungry. We should meet back up. He gets back to me pretty quick. Okay, mostly done with rides anyway. Meet at food for it. This is exactly how people talk too. We meet Flynn at the table in the food court where he's already brought some pizza. Carl immediately sits. Oh, pizza sounds so good right now. Oh, pizza sounds so good right now. Yeah, it's getting creepy. Oh no! Does it get that bad? Tiger's like, just you wait. I'm like, oh no, does it get that bad? I am a gentle person. I don't deal with those things very well. Carl immediately sits down and pries open the box, taking out a few slices.
Of course, you guys have fun. It was alright. Watched a few shows about our state's species history. Chase took a nap.
Flynn eyes TJ, who doesn't say anything as he sits to take out his own slice of pizza. A bit more dainty than Carl had.
Feeling better, TJ?
Tej.
Yeah, I'm fine.
TJ nibbles on a slice of cheese pizza.
Yeah, well, the pizza here is a hell of a lot scarier than any of the rides, so you're braver than I am.
Where's Leo and Jenna? Flynn rolls his eyes and nods towards a row of carnival games to the right of the court.
Fighting. They've been playing those games for a fucking half hour already.
I'm not surprised. I grab my own slice of pizza and a napkin and make my way over there. Keeping with the theme of the Old West, the carnival section of the park is decked out with fake saloons and brothels. I spot them pretty quick. Leo's holding a pink unicorn and Jenna's carrying a green dragon. They seem to be in pretty good spirits, though. Leo's grin is a little tight. Looks like a pretty successful haul, you guys. Hey, Chase. Jenna's grinning, looking a little smug as well. You guys finished? We're eating now. Leo shifts the giant unicorn around. Yeah, we're pretty much done, I think. Damn, Leo, you must have won something pretty hard to get that. Yeah, that was me. I look over at the green dragon Jenna's holding. But what about that? Yeah, I won this too. Oh, well, I'm sure you've won a couple? Actually. Yeah, I've beaten him at every game. Yeah, well, you're visiting. I want your memories of the vacation to be good. Obviously, it's getting to your head, though. Oh, please. Chase, you should have seen his face. Sour grapes the whole time. Oh, really? I would usually stay out of stuff like this. Leo always got a little carried away when it came to competition, especially when I was around. But it was kind of funny seeing him act like this. Let's just go eat. Wait, there's a high striker. Why don't we show Chase who's stronger, huh? Leo contemplates that for a second, but seemed pretty confident about this one. He's literally almost twice the size of Jenna. I don't know if that's very fair to you, Jenna. I mean, he lets that sit. Honestly, I have to agree. Jenna, though, gets a little fox gleam in her eyes that I knew meant she thought she knew something we didn't. Afraid I'm gonna woo your ex. Wait! Whoa! Wait a minute. Are you telling me that Chase and Leo used to be a thing? Are you? No, it can't. There's no way. It can't be. No, really? Were they a thing? I knew I got a little, Leo acted a little weird towards Chase in the beginning, and I was like, maybe they're really good childhood friends, though? Huh. Oh, that's going to be an interesting route to play, then. Oh, that's going to be an interesting... Oh, I'm excited. Okay. Oh, let's keep going. I might choose Leo. I was debating on Leo or Carl. I might choose Leo now just to see where that story ends up. Maybe they get back together. But I don't know the whole story yet. It could be a bad thing. Or it could be a good thing. I don't know. Maybe they'll get back together. It could be a happy, you know. Maybe I'll choose Leo. I'll think about it. Wow, Jenna's going all out. My muzzle flushes under the fur, but that only seems to decide things for Leo. Confident smile replaced the sheepish one from before. Oh yeah. He flexes his shoulders up and sticks his... It's been hinted at throughout the story. Excuse me, it's barely been hinted at. Rude. He flexes his shoulders and sticks out the stuffed unicorn to me. I stuff the last of the crust in my mouth and reach out to take it. Jenna does the same, and now I'm hugging two massive-sized animals to my side, tripling my burden. Alright, let's do this. Step right up, test your strength, $3, 3 tries. Ring the bell and win a prize. I'd like to try. We have a take-up, big strong wolf like you. Oh, he's a wolf. Okay. I was curious what species he was. We have a take-up, big strong wolf like you would have no problem at all. $3, please. Leo hands over the money and the carny hands him a mallet. Leo points it at me with a grin. This one's for you, Chula. My heart skips a beat. He hasn't called me that in a while. But I decide to play along. Don't disappoint me, Leo. I really want that. Don't disappoint me, Leo. I really want that stuffed griffin. I point to the griffin on the carny's long shelf of toys. Sure thing. Leo spreads his legs and squares his shoulders before raising the hammer and bringing it down hard into the rubber-looking pad. It's a pretty hard hit, but the chaser only raised it up to the 40 mark. Oh, almost, Sir Wolf. Try again. Leo's brow furrows, and now I'm not so sure this was a good idea. He raises the mallet again and grunts as he brings it down even harder, causing the contraption to shake a little. This time, the chaser shoots up to the 70 mark. Even better! This time, put your back into it! I can hear Leo growling a little as he raises the mallet a final time and brings it down with a snarl, all the muscles in his arms standing out. I'm pretty sure I feel the ground shake this time as the impact causes more than a few heads to turn. This time, the chaser only goes up to the 60 mark. Leo gapes at the game. So close. $3 more. We get you 3 more tries. Would you like to try again? No, my turn. Jenna already has her money ready and hands it to the carny. Oh, a little battle between the sexes, eh? Well, step right up, my fair fox maiden. How will you fare against a big, bad wolf? I know, that's what I sound like when he said chula, like, chula. Leo runs out till he hands the mallet to Jenna. Alright, beat 70. Jenna points the mallet at me, winking. Don't worry, Chase. I'll get that griffin for you. Leo snorts loudly, folding his arms, looking pretty annoyed. Well, I was hitting that thing is. Before he can finish, Jenna raises the mallet into the air and puts it into a graceful swing. It's as if she were chopping wood as she brings it down hard into the rubber pad. It lands precisely and cleanly in sharp contrast to Leo's sloppy hits. I stare, Leo stares, the carny stares. Jenna simply raises her paws in the air. Yay! A few onlookers around us laugh and cheer. Oh my, the fair fox has won! Come over and pick your prize! He glances at Leo. Sorry, buddy. The carny shoots a sympathetic but also amused smile Leo's way before turning to the onlooker. See that? A female fox half the size of this male wolf has rung the bell. Could one of you be next? Leo looks mortified, but quickly changes his expression to a sheepish grin. He doesn't seem to want to look at me. Good job, Jenna. Jenna bounds back to us, carrying the big stuffed griffin. Give those ones to Leo, so I can give you this. I hand off the stuffed toys to Leo, who grumbles a bit as he takes them. Damn thing's rigged. Jenna hands me the griffin. Thanks, Jenna. That was really... She leans over and pecks me on the cheek. I see Leo's eyes widen as she does it, his ears standing straight up. Oh, it was nothing. Leo stands there for a few more seconds, working his jaw. Awesome. Ooh, he didn't like that. Leo didn't like that, I don't think. He turns away and leaves, his arms still wrapped around the giant stuffed toys. Jenna starts laughing. Jenna? Oh, hush, he'll get over it. He's so damn fun to tease. I have to agree, but not when I'm being used to do the teasing. He's still really sensitive about the whole thing. You guys talked it over, didn't you? Anyway, aren't you gay? I take a deep breath. I have a feeling that this choice affects your relationship with Jenna. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say yes. I mean... Really? Yeah, Hallie had a friend who called... That's so funny, I like that. Hallie had a friend who called him Chula, apparently. Doesn't Chula mean cutie or something? Chula! Well, how about this then, everyone? All of you here are my Chulas. All of you here are my Chulas. Oh, sorry. Oh, let's itching. That's rough. I'm gonna say yes. Well, let's save again. We're gonna be making a lot of saves, aren't we? I feel like this choice, if we say no, then... Yes, I guess. Yeah. See, he's got nothing to worry about. I'm not in the mood to go into depth about my sexuality. Saying anything else confuses people. Aside from my eyes from Paul, still a little tired. Hey, don't tell Leo that I work at the state fair every year. Wasn't planning on it. Oh, that's why she knew how to rig the game. The rest of the day is pretty relaxing. We ride a few of the more mellow rides. Leo seemed to cheer up when I volunteered to sit next to him on the Ferris wheel. TJ even built up his courage to the point where he rode the swinging ship. Flynn and Carl rode the slingshot ride together, and with the video feed from the ground, I think it's the first time I've ever seen Flynn scared. Carl did end up barfing after that one. By about 6 p.m., everyone's tired though, tired enough that we agree to head back. I'm still exhausted, so I sleep for the half hour it takes to get back to the motel. Also, I want to let people know, I really hope that... Zuko has joined the... Wait, Zuko who? Zuko who? I do really hope that I'm not... I really hope that I'm not ruining these characters. I know hopefully the voices are well enough that you guys are not like, oh, this visual novel is ruined for me forever. Because this is one of the... I would straight say that, as from what I hear of Echo's probably one of the holy trinities of VNs. It's one of the holy trinities of furry VNs currently. This, what else? This EA or Tennis Ace. I'm not sure. Debates. I guess it debates on who you talk to, but probably this, Tennis Ace, and I can't think of what the third one would be, but definitely I would probably say this. EA and Tennis Ace are tied for a second place, and the third one I'm not too sure what I would say the third one is. Name your holy trinity of VNs in the comments in the chat. I'm curious to see what other people's trinity is. When we do get back, I notice how good the sun looks right now. With a sigh, I remind myself that I'm here to actually get a project done, not just play around. So as everyone sits in the motel, I let them know I'm about to shoot some B-roll, gathering up my equipment and heading out into the heat. Dragging it outside, I set it up, sweating even under the evening light. Even this late in the day, the heat was pissing me off. For some reason, it's a lot cooler in Pueblo. My mind drifts back to the many days of summer under the blazing sun, the temperature rarely dipping below 100. Ooh, that's very uncomfortable for me. My go-to temperature is in the mid-70s. Once you pass the mid-70s, I'm uncomfortable. My preferred temperature really is in the lower mid-60s. I love the lower mid. It's just cool enough without being too cold. I'm amazed poor TJ never had a heat stroke. When I put my eye to the viewfinder, I'm a bit disappointed at how broken down the town looks, even with the amazing backdrop. What a dump. I'll say. It's then that I hear footsteps and talking behind me. I pause my recording and turn around. How's the filming? It's alright. Kinda ran out of sun, but it's okay. Echo looks like crap no matter what kind of light you shoot it in. Do you need us to keep quiet? Nah, I'm just shooting B-roll. What's about to come back in? Let's stay out here a minute. Carl and Flynn are getting a little loud. Besides, I want to talk to you two. He wraps an arm around Jenna and reaches out the other one to pull me in so that we're both flanking him. I feel my shoulder press into the warm bulk of his side and chest. He'd always been taller than me. My eyes barely came up to his chin, but now it seemed like he was almost twice as wide. He definitely put on more muscle since I last saw him. While he was always pretty muscular, he'd been more on the lean side. Now his chest and biceps pulled his shirt tight. It felt nice, though, like something very sturdy wrapped in velvet. I suppose it was a mixture of adding on both muscle and fat. I'm at least happy to see he's gotten over his little defeat to Jenna. Look at us, the OG crew. Leo's strong voice vibrates from his body into mine. The effect is tranquilizing, and I feel myself relax. Together again. The only thing I miss about this town. Leo was referring to the fact that he, Jen, and I were the original 3 in our group of 6 to become friends. Later, we would add TJ, then Carl, and finally Flynn and Sydney. Leo would have really been the one to unite us all. I remember when you first got here, everyone was afraid of you. I remember when I first got here, I found a bunch of gringos who wouldn't even talk to each other. We all went to the same schools in Peyton and had our different friends there. When Leo moved in, he thought it was strange that the kids in Echo didn't hang out together. As I entered middle school and high school, I cycled through a ton of different friends, but the ones in Echo always stayed the same. Remember when we'd have sleepovers at Chase's place? Of course, I'd kick your ass at Claws of Furry all the time. Fury? Why would I say furry? Fury? I couldn't say it. I remember I used to think you guys were only friends with me for my video games. Many times I'd fallen asleep to the flickering of the old CRT television set, watching the outlines of Jen and Leo twist side to side as they played. I would wake up hours later only to find them still playing. It was weird. Jenna and Leo got along really well, but there is a bit of a competitive streak between the two. Actually, it's one of the few things that gets Leo genuinely angry. I think he even broke one of my controllers once. How long has it been since we first met? Well, when did you move in? I think it was 2000. This game actually... this game actually is set in time. This actually gives you a time period. So take 2015 and subtract 2000. What does that leave you with, Leo? Leo looks sideways at me and smirks. There's a flash of white canine as it appears from under his lips for a moment. You think yourself a real hotshot now that you're in college, huh? I smirk back, though I know my canines aren't as impressive. Pretty much, yeah. Well, you'll always be those little brats to me. I feel Leo's wagging tail swat me in the butt. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. Speaking of, are you two getting along over there? Jenna looks at me around Leo's broad chest. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, we haven't had many chances to hang out. Why not? Well, it's college. It's also a pretty large university. I don't even think we've ever seen each other in passing. Yeah, things are different, but Jenna, we should do something together soon before you graduate. Definitely. Leo still looks a little disappointed that me and Jenna aren't keeping up at the university, but I don't know why. She had her friends, I had mine, and we did talk sometimes. Jenna nudges into Leo, causing us all to sway. And speaking of that, when are you going back to Mesa? Mesa is a community college in Peyton. Leo went there for a few semesters before taking a break. And by break, I mean he quit. We'll see. I'll have to talk to my parents. It's just starting to get really busy. Why don't they hire more people? You know you would have graduated by now. You would have had your master's by now. Leo sighs. It's about committing to the family business, not the help he needs. Oh wait, yeah. Jenna rolls her eyes, blowing out some air and ruffling the tuft of fur on her head. Wolves and their families, you should try thinking and speaking for yourself sometime. If I hadn't done that, I'd still be stuck in that crank house. Jenna flicks her head vaguely in the direction of where she used to live. Jenna's the only one, aside from Carl, whose family still live in Echo. I wonder if she's going to visit them, even though I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to that. I see Leo tighten his arm around her shoulder, but she goes on without missing a beat. And you could start with our otter here. I look up, caught unawares. Huh? What? Jenna. I'm serious. Jenna puts her paw up in Leo's face, cutting him off. I am not going to spend the entire week with you asking me when or how you should do it. Let's rip off the Band-Aid now. Chase? Jenna. There's a warning tone in Leo's voice as he pins back his ears and drops his arm from her shoulders. I already know what's happening. It's been a long time coming. I take a step back and fold my arms, looking to the side. Chase, Leo has some things to say to you, and yes, it's about that. Now I'm going to head back in and make sure Carl didn't light up in the bathroom. Jenna. His tone changes to exasperation as Jenna turns on her heel and leaves. Judging by the curl in her tail, I can tell that she's pretty satisfied with what she's done. I return my attention to the road. I couldn't really bring myself to look at him right now. We both stand there for a minute, then 3 feet apart. I hear Leo scuff the ground with his foot, then sniff as dust rises from the ground. I hear him drawing a breath a few times as if he's going to say something, but ends up blowing it out with a sigh. We were never good at this, probably why it ended up failing like it did. Leo? I'm sorry, Chase. For what? I'm not talking to you about this when I should have. Talking to Jenna about it when I should have been talking to you. He reaches out and sets a paw on my shoulder, the silver anchor on his wrist glinting just a bit in the fading light. He's smiling at me, but I grit my teeth. Why are you still wearing that? His eyes flick from the bracelet then back to my face. His expression turned defensive. Why aren't you still wearing yours? Don't you remember what we said? I sigh, looking at the scattering of clouds behind Leo's head. Their tints a soft pink from the fading sun. The sunset is almost the same color as Leo's fur. Leo, we were teenagers. That's not an answer. He cuts me off and I look back at him. I told you they weren't love bracelets. They weren't just about our relationship. They were about everything. Our friends, family, memories. Echo. I raised my voice above his, cutting him off this time. They were about Echo, Leo. We stand there a while, and Leo's looking closely at me, exponentially, his ears tipped forward. His eyes pierced mine like amber shards. It was always hard to look at him in the eye during our arguments. Oh, I like this one. I'm gonna save this one. Save this one for if I do Leo's route. What, do I have to say it? Alright, fine. I fucking hate this place. Everything about it. It's the most miserable goddamn place I've ever been. How many places have you ever been? Even been? Enough to know that it's miserable. Most everyone here is old, obese, on welfare. Half of them are probably on meth. Leo pulls in a deep breath and blows it over my head. I can smell the bell peppers on his breath. No one likes it here, Chase. I mean, it was an anchor. I'm half laughing. Just looking at it made me feel like I was still tied to this town. I didn't need it reminding me of all that awful stuff. I know it was supposed to symbolize our being each other's rocks, or whatever, but it stands for a lot more than that. But a lot of good things happen here, too. No one should forget where they come from. Sometimes, I wish I could. At this point, Leo's deflated a bit, going into a slouch, his ears lowered. Wait, you said was. You didn't get rid... No, I still have it. It's just in a drawer in my dorm room. Honestly, if it was anything else, like one of those infinity bracelets we saw, I wouldn't have trouble wearing it. Well, fuck, why didn't you say anything when we were buying them? I didn't know it was going to be a problem. Leo takes in a deep breath again before blowing it out, puffing out his cheeks this time. Puchica otter. He puts a paw to his eyes and holds it there for a few seconds. It's a pose I'm pretty familiar with. Even though I haven't seen it in a few years, I'm hit with a wave of memories. Mostly of me frustrating or embarrassing Leo somehow. We decided on the anchors mostly because they looked pretty. Leo had referenced a wolf metaphor about roots and how we were always drawn back to them. Also some bullshit about how otters were great sailors, but really, it was just the aesthetic. For some reason over the years, I'd begun to associate the anchor with being stuck in Echo. It was when I started connecting the anchor to Sydney that I had taken it off. It was too much. Anyway, Leo brings me back to the present, and I focus back on him. What I was trying to say was that I'm still not okay with how you left. Leo, I said I was sorry, and I still am. Or how you stopped talking to me for a while. Okay, I was a kid. I thought I had a good tactic, like Jenna said, rip off the band-aid, you know? We did start talking again. It was more like you punching me in the gut than kicking me in the balls. The problem was that you didn't even give me a chance to say anything, or at least tell me why before you broke it off. I stayed silent for a while, then finally looked up, setting my jaw. Like I said, I was young and dumb. I didn't know how to handle it. I could keep apologizing, or we can move on and make the most of this. We only have 1 week, and I want to have fun. Ooh, there's some tension. There is some tension there. I am really curious to see how the tension's going to be. Leo looks to the side, paws on his hips as if contemplating, then looks back at me with a smile. Alright, fine. But don't think you're off the hook. I still want to talk soon. Soon, just not right now. I stand there awkwardly for a few moments, then, because it feels appropriate, I step in to give him a hug. He takes it willingly, and he's warm and strong. For a moment, I wonder why the hell I dumped this guy. Just then, someone lies to the horn as they drive past us, pulling me out of my revere. Fags! Why did we had to ruin a perfectly good moment with that? I lean back so I can watch the cars speed down the empty road. Leo keeps holding me, though, and he just chuckles. Echo hasn't changed much, has it? No, it hasn't. That moment was perfectly good, and then it's ruined by that. I'm going to play for a little while longer, then I'm going to stop. I'm actually really getting into this. I'm going to play for a little while longer, then I'm going to stop. Do about another 15, 20 minutes, I think. As we're saying our goodbyes, I remind Leo about the shots I need of late. He says he'll talk to the other two about it after they leave. We all say our goodbyes before Leo, Carl, and Flynn take off. TJ takes his usual hour getting ready for bed, while Jenna does some schoolwork. By the time I'm finished brushing my teeth, I'm grateful to see them both in bed. I get up under the covers next to TJ and lay there for about an hour, staring at the ceiling. Slowly, I slide out from under the covers, careful not to wake TJ. Quietly, I slip my jeans on and grab my jacket before heading out the door. Toby builds a small sandcastle next to the lake in the process of digging a moat around it. Jenna drops a few twigs next to it before running off to find more decoration. Flynn is talking to Sydney, pointing at Toby's sandcastle. Sydney looks hesitant, but excited. He seems to make up his mind, suddenly running forward and kicking the top of the tallest castle. It breaks easily, with most of it flying into Toby's face. Toby flinches back, shocked, before immediately crying as he rubs at his eyes. Jenna comes running from across the beach, yelling before shoving at Sydney, who's laughing. She turns to Toby, trying to help him clean his face, but the Linux pushed her away before running towards the trail back to Echo. Monday. Maybe we should end here. Should I end here or should we keep going? Because if I keep going, I can only go for another 15, 20 minutes before I gotta stop. Huh. Oh, are you talking about for in real life at Evie? Are you talking about in real life, or are you talking about in a story? Hope I should probably share this with my friend. Just give me 1 second, everyone. Let's check it through some stuff. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Oh, real life? Oof, I'm sorry to hear about that, Eve. That really does suck. I'm really sorry to hear about that. Yeehaw River feeds Emma Lake from the north. It's a further drive than the lake itself, but it does have a few nice clearings along its edge. One of them has a few benches and a rusted to hell public grill that I'm sure no one has used in decades. This is the place that we go. As we're unloading Leo's van, I decide to get the B-roll of the lake right away. It won't have much of a presence in the packet, so I think I'm just going to narrate over it later. The actual lake is only a few minutes walk from here. It's a bit difficult navigating around the sagebrush, and I know I'm going to have to check for ticks later. By the time I reach the lake, my friends are pretty far behind me, hidden behind a few bends and hills. I'm getting uncomfortable with the idea of me holding this camera while I navigate this terrain. It probably would have been better if Leo had just parked the car next to the reservoir while I got out to film, but I guess even that still wasn't okay. There's a large square of paved ground next to the parking lot, now several benches and a row of brand new grills. Several lamps have been erected around the area, too. Leo was right about the town trying to turn the reservoir into a recreational spot. I can actually see a few jet boats skimming through the water, leaving long trails of white behind them. There's even what looks like a feline of some sort fishing in the shallows. It would explain why the motel is still in business. Lake Emma is fairly small, only about 12 miles long and 5 wide. I look around before climbing to the top of a nearby hill and get my shots. Even with a few people there, it's still pretty quiet aside from the train horns, and it's kind of eerie. I wrap up and start to quickly make my way back. It's hard to explain why I'm getting freaked out in broad daylight with people around. Either it's because of what happened all those years ago, or I'm just psyching myself out. I'm glad to hear my friends' voices again as I get closer. Then again, it sounds like they're fighting. Been acting like a dick all day. Be glad I came here at all. Apparently it would have been better if you hadn't. Maybe I should just fucking leave then. It sounds a lot more serious than our usual squabble, so I quicken my pace. They seem to quiet down a bit once they see me coming. TJ's off to the side looking out over the river, occasionally throwing a rock into it. Carl sits in a lawn chair, one of 6 that had been set out in a semicircle. He has his chin on his fist as he lazily stares at me. Jen and Leo both stand next to each other looking at Flynn, who's got his back turned, rummaging through the cooler. Hey, what's wrong? Leo sighs. Nothing. You get your film? Yeah, got it. The silence is still awkward, and I have no idea what the hell to do with myself. I finally realize that I'm still holding the camera and decide to put that away. Hey, I'm gonna go for a quick swim. Haven't been in water in a while. When we first got here, I was completely disappointed to find that the motel didn't have its own swimming pool. Being an otter, I like to swim at least once a day, if not more. At this point, it had been 3. Flynn finally turns around, a beer in his hand as he cracks it open. It was true that he had been acting a bit strange today. He'd held the entire trip up by a few hours, and when he finally showed up, his eyes were blurry, and he seemed sluggish like he'd been up all night. When we asked him if he was alright, he brushed us off.
Yeah, thanks for the help setting up, Chase. You're about as useful as this fat ass here.
He swings the paw, holding the beer at Carl.
Flynn. So enjoy that swim while I set everything out.
Yeah, I will. Make my soda die while you're at it. I've had it with Flynn. He's souring the Flynn is a dick. I don't like Flynn. I don't like Flynn. I don't like Flynn. I really don't. I'm not liking Flynn. I've had it with Flynn. He's souring the trip if you need to be an asshole.
Go fuck yourself.
I ignore him as I strip off my shirt and head to the riverbank. I pat TJ on the shoulder as I pass him before slipping into the water. We're currently in the middle of a drought that has lasted the past 3 years, so the water's low, only about 10 feet at its deepest. It's enough that, though, and God, it feels good. It's spring, so the water's pretty cold. I swim back and forth a few times before finally diving in. Eventually, I settle in drifting to the bottom, laying and gripping onto the rocky floor as I stare up at the shimmering light above me. I feel the gentle current run over my body. It's nice to be away from all that tension above me. I feel isolated, alone, and for now, that feels good. None of the others could come down this deep, only I was able to. I remember when we were younger, I would give the others rides around the lake, able to swim its entire length and back. Even Flynn, the asshole, had done it a few times. It was one skill I had that I was proud of, even if it was inherent to my species. It still made me somehow useful, or at least different from everyone else, in a good way. I had always felt like the odd one out in the group, as strange as that sounds. Oof. Chase, thanks for hitting me with that. Like, I don't feel like that. Where everyone else has a strong, distinct personality, I was just average. Sometimes I wonder if they were just friends with me because we all had to be when we were younger. This whole trip kind of forced me to think back on all the memories I have of this place and my friends. They were always doing the cool things, being different, well, just sort of blended into the background. It's gonna be one of those visual novels that hits me like that, aren't you? You're gonna be one of those visual novels that hits me right in the feels, ain't you? Even then, I wanted to do something to stand out somehow. That's what I'm trying to do here, I guess. It's been about 7 minutes, and I only know that because that's about as long as I can hold my breath. I decided I should go back up and help out, so I slowly let myself float back up towards the surface, trying to stay in the same spot. When I surface, it's pretty quiet. For a second, I wonder if everyone is just gone. Of course, that's ridiculous, and as I come over the embankment, everyone's there. Predictably, Flynn didn't get my food out, so I go to the corner to grab a sandwich and soda before sitting in an empty chair next to Leo. Apparently, it was a good idea to bring lawn chairs, considering the tables looked like they were covered in a year's worth of bird shit. How was the swim? His tone is bitter and salty. He's not in his usual grumpy but good-natured mood. He's genuinely unhappy. What the hell was his deal? Amazing. I'm gonna have to come back here again sometime during the week. You lizard people don't understand. You hardly ever need water. It always scares the hell out of me when you're down there that long. I'm built for it. Remember when you'd give us rides? That was fun.
Remember when you'd always scream like a girl when Chase would go out too far out?
Oh, wow, I remember that now. Hey, I've never really liked water. Anyway, Chase would do it on purpose. He knew I didn't like it out to a certain point. Carl looks at me.
You know what was really cool was when you take us down for a dive.
Oh yeah, Chase was like our own little submarine. I'm starting to get that otters or swimming clowns vibe again. Still, I kind of enjoy the attention.
We'd get you to take us to the bottom so we could look for treasure.
Leo makes air quotes around the last word. And you know, we probably would have found way more stuff if you guys had been dragging me down. I remember when...
Are we really fucking talking about this?
Everyone turned to look at Flynn. His voice is low and dangerous. There's a chill in the air because we all know what he means. I was actually feeling pretty good about it at this point, like we crossed the bridge, being able to talk about it for once. Apparently we hadn't.
Flynn? No, I'm serious. Do you think it's okay to fucking talk about this when the lake is just a quarter mile that way?
You know what, Flynn? I think we should. Isn't that part of the reason why we're here?
No, if that were the case, we'd be over there, but we're here, and why is that?
Everyone's quiet for a moment. I see TJ shrink into his chair, staring hard at his lap. Flynn, we came here because Chase needed footage. A change comes over Flynn. His face darkens and everyone senses it. Flynn turns to me, and it takes some effort not to flinch back. Yeah, and why is that, Chase? You're gonna put that in your fucking documentary? No, Emma Lake is an important part of Echo's history. I just what? Flynn raised his brow ridge at me, and finally I just lowered my eyes. This was a stupid fucking idea.
You know what, Flynn? If you'd be a little more open, tell us what's on your mind, we might be able to avoid a lot of this kind of thing. Kind of stuff.
Oh, you want to know what's on my mind? Flynn rose and marching up to Carl. Alright, let's start with you. You're fat, lazy, no motivation, no future. What the hell are you planning on doing with your life? Sit here, waste away in Echo, mooching off your parents until you're dead? Carl stares back up at Flynn passively, though he punches in on himself a bit further.
Flynn, don't do this right now.
And you, thinking you're better than everyone else. I can tell you think I can tell. You think everyone in Echo is trash. Just because me and the others haven't left, you think we're lower than you. Just because we don't have an education, we're a bunch of retards. Yeah, well, you left your whole fucking family behind without even saying goodbye. You know what's even going on with them right now? What they're dealing with? Yeah, real fucking hero you are.
You think
Stop it, Flynn. Oh, are you unquestionable leader? We wouldn't have been friends without you, would we? That's why you brought us here, right? So we could all bond. Oh, wait, was it just because you wanted to get into Chase's pants? Damn, fuck you. Oh my god, fucking tension, man. Dude, oh, I fucking hate Flynn so much right now. Leo's ears fall flat. Probably you've been a mess ever since he left, so let me be the one to tell you. It's over. It's fucking unhealthy. You're obsessed with him. Slowly his head turns to me and I brace myself. And I can't imagine why. You, Chase, are the personality of a fucking rock. I wish you could see yourself. You just sit there like a creep, watching everyone weigh in everything that we say. And don't think I haven't caught the way you stare at all of us, like we're all objects to be collected. What are you planning to cycle through all of us for sex? Sure seems like it. Flynn stops and exhales. Seems like it's over. I really hope it is. That proves futile though, as Flynn turns slowly on TJ. Save that. Oh boy. I silently pray that the Linux would make a run for a while. Flynn had all his attention focused on us, but TJ looks apathetic. It's like a statue, like there's no soul in it. Flynn pauses though, as if he's at a loss for what to say. Finally. What happened, TJ? Flynn. Leo stands up, and from his posture I can tell that the wolf is ready to fight. Memories are starting to flow back. TJ, Flynn, thinking he'd done something to... I stand up too. Flynn may sound like a hard ass, but physically Leo had him beat easily. Flynn can obviously tell that he might have a fight on his hands though, and he's clear he doesn't want that. He drops his shoulders, seeming to shrink as if invisible strings that had been holding him up for a cut. He turns as a gesture to TJ. I just want the truth. Can we just put a stop to this today? Right now. I don't think you know how much of a nightmare that has been for me. Not really knowing, TJ. TJ stares up at Flynn, muscles set grimly. What happened to Sydney? He's dead quiet. TJ stares at his lap, not moving. Come on, let's... Flynn holds up a hand towards me, still staring at TJ. Slowly, TJ looks up, his face still scarred. Still made of stone. I already told you what happened. Bullshit! Flynn steps forward, but Leo's there to grab the back of Flynn's shirt and swing him around. Oh, damn. I dodge out of the way as Flynn is flung back to land on his ass, kicking up a big cloud of dust. Shit! Flynn, I swear to God, if you start a fight here, I'll drop your stupid ass. Everyone except TJ standing now, staring at Flynn. Flynn sits there, glaring up at Leo, obviously weighing his chances. He seems to come up short, though, as he spins to the side and stands up, brushing off his pants as he turns away. You all okay with not knowing? Fuck all of you. He turns back around, hands in his pockets, a bitter look on his face. This whole thing was stupid, Leo. We're not even friends anymore. Flynn scuffs the ground before turning and walking toward the trail that goes back to Echo. God damn it, Flynn!
fuck off. Flynn keeps walking and it's pretty clear that he isn't coming back. I raise a paw and rub it over my eyes. What was he doing? He's a passionate guy that will sometimes just explode with all his insecurities for running away and hiding for a few days. He skewered us all like that before. That was classic Flynn. But he was especially mean. Dark. And the part with TJ, I vaguely remember Flynn having some sort of suspicion, but it had been a long time ago. Had he been sitting on that this whole time? I look to the left to see that TJ's gone. Carl's still sitting down, but it sounds like he's pulling out a joint. Leo's walking down another trail, cursing while Jenna follows him. I stand there next to my chair, beside him. Oh, we have to make a choice now, don't we? Okay, let's save. Alright, so I'm definitely not going for Flynn, because Flynn is an asshole. I do like the other characters, though, but I'm really especially leaning towards Leo or Carl. I think I'm going to go for Leo. How do people think about me going for Leo? I'm going for Leo. I watched Jenna's tail disappear through the sagebrush. They're headed down the same trail that I had used to get to Lake Emma. TJ did seem to head off in that direction while we were fighting, though I can't imagine he'd go to the lake. I should just go with him to help find the Linux. I'm also a little worried about Leo. It's been a long time since I've seen him that pissed. When I get there, I find Leo leaning back with his rear up against the big boulder on the shore. Bittersweet memories flood in. That rock is almost as much a staple of my childhood as the actual lake. It's weird like that. Every memory I have of this place is dreamy and gold-tinged, but always has a hint of sadness about it, no matter the situation was. Jenna's standing in front of Leo, her arms folded as she talks to him. I can't see his face, but his posture is sagging and his ears are down, looking way older than he actually is. I stand back for a while, feeling awkward about intervening at this point. Leo occasionally shakes his head, then takes out his phone to look at it. I can see Jenna's getting annoyed, but then she says something and Leo turns his head to look back at me. I seize up for a second, but Jenna's beckoning me over Paul while Leo isn't looking. I start stumbling over the rocks towards him as Leo looks back down at his phone and Jenna starts walking towards me. Just talk to him. He'll listen to you. I'm going to save for this part too. When we do Jenna's route, I'm going to go for Leo. She passes by me, going back towards the trail. Sure, he'll probably listen to me, but I have no idea what I should say. The rocks are actually hard to navigate, especially when you don't have any protection for your feet. I'm almost to the boulder when my foot catches on the edge of a rock and I yelp and fall forward, knees first into the sharp rocks. Ah! Pain shoots up my leg and make my eyes clutch shut as I cringe silently. Shit, you alright? I look up and see Leo looking down at me, his ears up now at the sound of my fall. Yeah, fine. Leo frowns and reaches over for Paul, which I grab onto him and pull myself up with. I make my way around him, being a little more careful about where I put my foot as I position myself next to him against the boulder. I put both my paws behind myself and heave myself up on the top of the boulder, letting my legs dangle over the side. I'm so damn clumsy. You're an otter. Wow, asshole. I say it jokingly, but Leo's not really smiling. Instead, he sticks a paw back in his pocket and pulls out a slightly flat-looking cigarette. I give a start and stare. I shouldn't be surprised. I could smell it on him when I first got here. It's just that I'm not used to seeing him do it. He started right after I left. He pulls out a lighter, lights it, takes a drag, then blows the smoke out the side of his muzzle away from me. You're meant to swim, not walk on rocks. I mean, technically, Carl was built for that, and he's still falling down all the time. I think that's because Flynn's always tripping him with his tail. Speaking of Carl, grunting, I lean over sideways and look at the side of the boulder. I find what I'm looking for instantly. A series of chips and scratches outlining the rough figure of a canine with a long cape and an S on his chest. It's still here. Carl's drawing? Shit, I forgot about that. Never finished it, did he? Nah, but it's pretty good. Remember how Super Wolf was the only thing he talked about that summer? Yeah, and the movie wasn't even that good. He loved it, though. Yeah, I guess that's all that really mattered. Leo grimaces and reaches over my knee. I went to look down as he puts his thumb and index around a cut that I hadn't noticed until now. Blood is oozing through the fur and leaking down my shin. We'll need to clean that out. I shrug. It's not a big deal. Nah, we'll stop at the convenience store and get some peroxide. There's some nasty shit around this lake. It's fine, seriously. Just to be safe. I smirk. Safe? Like this? I reach up and grab at the cigarette dangling from his lips. He's quick though and whips his head away before taking it out of his muzzle.
Hey.
Don't hey me. Why the fuck are you smoking? His ears fall flat again and he glares.
Why the fuck do you care?
He spits it out with so much venom that I lean away from him, eyes wide. He's never talked to me like that before, and I was joking too. What? Leo quickly looks away and doesn't say anything. I stare at his face for a while, watch his eyes flick around as he just shakes his head. Are you still mad at me? We talked.
Of course I'm still mad, Chase. Talking doesn't just fix 3 years.
All the progress I thought we made on Saturday was an illusion. Leo's just as upset as he'd always been about what happened. I don't know what you want me to say. What do you want me to say, Leo? That I was wrong to leave? That I should have stayed here?
Not leaving me in the dark would have been a good start.
Yeah, I fucked that up, but it happened and I can't fix that. What do you want to happen now? Leo stretches his arms out to either side in one giant shrug.
I don't know.
This is already familiar. 1,000 past fights flash through my mind. Did we ever agree on anything? I slide off the boulder and Leo snaps his muzzle toward me, probably think I'm gonna leave. Instead, I lean one paw against the rock as I turn to glare at him. It feels better yelling at someone standing up rather than sitting down. Oh, I know exactly what you want.
Oh, do you?
You just want me to drop everything and come back here, back to Echo.
When did I ever ask you to drop anything? I just want to know if you're coming back.
How am I supposed to know that?
Why can't you plan ahead further than next week? I swear it's always like this with you.
I let an exasperated laugh. I'm 21. I don't fucking know anything about anything. How should I know what I want?
Well, I'm here. Don't you want to come back and live with me? We always planned for it.
His voice softens and I pause, thinking about it right now. It is something I would want, just...
Is Echo so bad that its negatives outweigh my benefits?
I mean... I gesture at the town in the distance, looking as shitty and rusted as ever. Then to the lake, looking as shitty and mucky as ever. Oh, we're having a spout. We're having a romantic spout right now. Then to the desert around us, looking as shitty and dry as ever. I let the scenery speak for itself. So yeah. Leo rolls his eyes.
Puchica, Otter. I'm starting to think you just want an excuse not to be around me.
I'm starting to think that what Flynn said was true. He looks straight at me, eyes narrowing over his muzzle, his nostrils flaring.
What? I'm not obsessed with you. I miss everyone, that's all. Is that wrong?
I go quiet for a while and turn to look back at the lake, squinting at the bright, reflective flashes of light. It can be. But then I don't even know if he's telling the truth. He'd never say whether or not the whole thing he planned was just for me. He doesn't say anything, and just sit there for a while. Even for a wolf, his whole sticking together thing is a little intense. He brought us together at the very beginning, sure, but after Sydney, it was on a whole different level. He'd barely ever let us leave his sight. That's when I notice a dark figure across the lake walking on the side of the road. It's Flynn, and he's heading back to Echo. I can see that Leo spotted him too, his ears and eyes following him, but he doesn't say anything. Finally, I speak up. So, is what he said about me true?
No.
He says it quietly, but the answer's instant. Really? Leo takes another drag on the cigarette. Weirdly enough, I actually kind of like the smell of the smoke.
I think his problem with you is that you don't act like you used to act as a kid or teenager. He's told me before. I mean, you used to be a snarky motherfucker, even more than you are now.
My stomach sinks. Yeah?
Yeah, you grew up, mellowed out.
Again, my insides twist and I don't trust myself to speak right then. Leo gets the wrong idea and smiles, putting his arm around me and pulling me up to the side.
What he said about everyone was total bullshit, especially Jenna.
His whole family mantra did have its limits. The fact that Leo was so defensive of Jenna's decision to leave her family shows what a piece of shit they really are. I'm just glad that he's changed the subject, though. Leaning my head on his shoulder, I let his hold comfort me. He's still watching Flynn.
Puchica, I can't fucking believe he did this now. Idiot!
Leo shouts it loud across the lake, and if I could, I'd lower my ears like a canine. I see the small figure that has Flynn turn around and look back at us. Stays like that for a while. Looks like he's examining us. Finally, he turns back around and keeps going towards Echo.
Fucking idiot. How the hell am I...
How the hell am I gonna go ahead with what I planned this week?
In the past, Flynn would have his blow-ups, then get over it, and so would we. But this time really did feel different. It was like he'd been chipping away at our group for years, and finally this is what broke it into pieces. You know, there's no putting things back together. Maybe it would have been better if he didn't... Maybe it would be better if we didn't come here. It's sort of my fault.
Nope, it's Flynn's fault. Stupid to blame yourself.
I don't know, we always had problems. Probably would have been better to just leave things as they were.
No, Jesus, why does everyone act like this whole thing, Echo, our friendship, is some kind of horrible tragedy?
It hasn't exactly been a walk in the park.
Life isn't a walk in the park. This is where we come from. Find some good in it instead of bitching about everything. It could be so much worse. My parents told me stories about their hometown. And compared to where I was born, this isn't shit.
He helps out smoke through his nose, not bothering to blow it away from me this time, and I'm engulfed in the smell of tobacco.
I mean, not to be an asshole, but you gringos have it easy. My mom got a phone call almost every month telling her they killed my dad just because they had money.
Leo's always been good at making me feel like a spoiled brat. I'm sorry. His arm tightens around me, and I turn my head to rub my nose in his chest. I could smell his musk under the heavy deodorant. It's a familiar smell I like.
Don't be. I mean, we all play our cards, right? But try to have a little more perspective.
He leans his chin on the top of my head. I feel like we should have some boundaries since we're not exactly a couple anymore. But this feels right.
I love this town and I love you guys. I just want things to work out, not to lose touch. We had something really special.
I can understand Leo's point of view to an extent. Like, he's pretty much seems like a person, he doesn't want to let go of what they had, and that's really hard. And I can understand that. I'm sort of that way myself. It's really hard for me to let go of things, and you know what I mean, like let go and understand things change. Because for a person like me, change always feel like it's a bad thing for the most part. At least for me, when it happens, I always feel like it's a bad thing. But I don't know. It's something I work on. And I really understand Leo. Leo feel like he's a person that is so stuck in the past, he doesn't want for the friends to drift off. And it sucks to say, that happens a lot. Most friends that you make in your life, you're not going to stick with your whole life. There's very few people that you are going to stick with for the rest of your life. So, I kind of understand that.
I love this town and I love you. Oh, wait, I don't know. You're such a wolf. Thanks.
I lay upon his thigh and rub it softly, thinking, oh, goodbye.
I mean, is there really no way you could leave with me? It would make things so much easier. Please don't ask that. I can't leave them. I can never do that. You know this.
Of course I did. We argued about it over 100 times already. Squeeze his thigh. So, you're still mad at me? I listen to Leo breathing deeply, my head rising with his chest.
No, Otter, I'm not mad. We just have a lot of things to figure out, but we will.
You could tell that, like, they still have a romantic connection towards each other, but it seems like so far from what I'm getting is that Chase wants to move on from this town and Leo doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay here. And so it's one of those argument things. And I don't think it's just the town itself. I think that would be the easy part. I think it's that like he just really wants to keep everything the same, and Chase wants to find something different.
No, Otter, I'm not mad. We just have a lot of things to figure out, but we will.
I guess that's as good a place as any to leave off, so I move on to another subject. So, now that Flynn's fucked up the trip, what do we do next?
He hasn't. We'll fix this. Just gotta get that dumbass to apologize. But once I do, we have a birthday to plan.
I raised my brows in surprise. It wasn't anyone's birthday anytime soon. Huh? Whose birthday?
Carl's.
Carl's birthday wasn't until the end of April. Literally a month away. It's early.
It's early. Really early, I know. But I'm kind of limited here on ideas of what we can do.
I guess that makes sense. When's that gonna be?
Wednesday. We need to gather stuff tomorrow, and I have the day off.
Leo looks at his phone again.
Speaking of which, I need to drive you guys back so I can get back to work.
Well, alright. I'm not doing much else tomorrow. I should be working on the project, but I've got plenty of time. Leo slides off the boulder and turns back to me.
I'll ask Jenna and TJ too.
I'll let Flynn cool off for a day. Do you know where TJ went? Yeah, he just texted me that he wanted to be left alone, which I understand. I get off the boulder as well, and Leo reaches a paw out to me. And this time, watch where you're walking. Hold on to me. That's probably a good idea. I think this is the perfect part to end on. Tuesday. We're gonna... Does anything happen? We're gonna stop here. Yeah. Alright, I am loving this VN. And yeah, Leo, I'm liking Leo. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be stuck on Leo's route. From what I'm getting, Leo is a person that is really he doesn't want things to change. Not only that, I still think he's really hurt by him and Chase breaking up, because you can tell, like, he still has that false hope that maybe things will work out. And I don't know how Leo's route is, so maybe it will work out. I'm also curious to see how their relationship used to be, because maybe there's more to the story than that's being told right now. Because I don't know. Leo seems to think he used to love the relationship, but there's something Chase kind of talks about, like there was a lot of issues with it. So I'm very curious to see like how the relationship truly was. I really like this VN. This is a good VN. I'm invested so far. I'm invested. I really like the character. I really like the dynamic between. I really like the group dynamic, and yeah. So apparently, we're gonna be on Leo's route. I'm gonna be doing Leo's first, and then after that, I might let you guys vote. Who knows? I might let you guys vote for that. But I'm gonna deal with Leo's route first. Like I said, this will be a stream-only series. So the good news is these will be 2 to 3 hour streams, and I'll get a lot more done than recording a video. Like I said, Echo. Later this week, I'm going to be finishing Adastra. We're gonna get that out the way. We're gonna get Adastra finished up sometime later this week in the stream. Minotaur Hotel I already did for this week, but yeah, those are my 3 main ones. Tendo has a wonderful VN that he's working on. I'm going to be playing that sometime this week. I'm gonna squeeze that. Oh crap! I forgot. Dirk the Red Panda, who is a fellow furry VN YouTuber, is working on their own VN called Ocean's Avenue. I gotta work on that. I gotta play that too. So, yeah, I'm really liking this. I hope I didn't mess up the voices for you guys too much. I'm really trying to do my best. I hope I didn't mess up the voices. I really am enjoying this. I'm doing my best. Give me credit. I am a newbie voice actor, so give me credit. Oh, Blade, thank you. You don't have to butter me up, Blade. Tell me how you really feel. Blade's like, I hated it. Be like, it was nowhere near my voice. My manly voice. He knows me. But anyway, I'm having a good time. Take care, everyone. Before I forget, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. And if you would like to donate to the channel, every little dollar helps. Even if you only donate $1, you can donate either to my Ko-fi or send me some money through PayPal. Both are in the description below. And with that being said, this has been Fallenwolf. Oh! And don't forget, if you really like this VN, feel free to donate to the Echo Project. Become a patron of the Echo Project. Oh, thank you, Ghosty. Oh my gosh, it's gonna make me blush. Stop, Ghost. That's so nice of you. Oh, I love you. Thank you, Ghosty. And like I said, if you really like Echo, feel free to download it in the description below. And don't forget, do not forget that Adastra is also a part of the Echo Project, as it's called. I'm almost done with that. Like I said, feel free to watch that live stream. I will share it at the end of this video. With that being said, though, this has been Fallenwolf, and I'll see everyone next time. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching. I love all of you. Bye.